It looks slightly worrying. But actually, the way that Sunderland have been playing, are you worried? I'm not particularly worried.
I'm not worried.
Sorry?
No, we all know that. We've seen Ellis Sims for 20 minutes on Saturday, and straight away you've seen the difference. You've seen the difference. All of a sudden, we've got a striker. Somebody can hold the ball up. Somebody can, shall we say, take some of the weight off the, shall we say, smaller players, bring players in, and then all of a sudden you've got to say that we finished the game strongly.
Indeed. Right, let's hear from Sunderland's head coach, Tony Mowbray. We spoke with him on Monday, various topics as ever. We're always wide-ranging, Tony and I, when we have our pre-match chat. So we'll hear from him in just a second, and we'll give you a chance.
The odd bottom of the table, but
shall we say smaller players, bring players in, and then all of a sudden you've got to say that we.
Mummy, is wasabi spicy?
Nah, I'm sticking with 2-1 Sunderland, I think.
How hot?
Yeah.
Are you lads confident for tonight?
How hot?
Very.
Like, is it hotter than...
Half. Are you coming on camera, DJ?
Hey?
Are you coming on camera?
Yeah, just a second, I'm just putting the... I think we'll lose tonight. I've just got this... I don't know. We're not very good with bottom teams, Sunderland, are they?
Green.
Traditionally, no.
No.
Have you tried it?
Well, you are desperately due a win, though, Ant.
I don't like anything spicy. So
And a good performance as well for 90 minutes, not just 45 for 90 minutes.
How? What? Am I allowed to try it?
Broadcast.
if you want to.
Wait, will I cry?
All I can hear is it's in the background. I don't know if that's the right one.
I'm scared I can't open it.
Oh, okay. Right. We'll see. Hello, Lola. You gonna rest?
I can't open it. What's in the sushi? Prawn?
Yeah, I've got Danny Collins on the telly now.
I don't know what's in this one.
Yeah.
Do you know, I was sitting chilling out on the bloody on the single seat.
My excitement or commiserations down.
Wait, not seaweed.
I didn't know what you like, so I just thought you ate.
I'll leave it to her so she can get in and out if she wants to. Okay, okay. Oh.
Mummy, what's just rice mixed
Oh.
with honey?
Right, I'm just going to.
So you're still sticking with 3-1, Am, or you change your mind last minute?
No, I'm going to stick with it. It should be good. Right, I'm just about to go live. I want to stick with it. Hello and welcome on the stream. I'm Anthony Mackham at Anthony Mackham.
Performance level of the team generally, apart from obviously second half against Burnley and maybe for long spells in the first half, Swansea away.
Just 13 minutes
I think
away from
we are
kickoff.
a decent team in the league, and I don't sit there and think,
along
oh,
Rosie
every game's going to be tough because we're just not good enough.
We
It's
have
really
a good
tough,
game
we're
ahead.
backs against the wall every match. I think we can dominate football matches, and I think we can push teams back, and they can feel our quality. And if they're not right on the day, we've got players who can eliminate people and get into good areas to help us create chances to score. So I believe that when the strikers come back, the goals will increase, I think, because we will getting into those good areas. It's not as if the strikers coming in can't play football as well, so we have to get the blend between passing, creating and putting the ball into the right areas to create the chances to score the goals, and the strikers have to do what they do.
It's very, very hot. I don't mind it.
Box and finish them. So
I don't mind it. You might not like it though, will you? So
I only see positives really, and yet we don't know what's around the corner regarding injuries to other players. It's, you know, let's hope that we have the decisions about Ballard and Adji as well to, you know, are they going to displace anybody in the team? Are they going to have to earn the right? Because if we keep doing all right defensively, or we keep clean sheets collectively and they're not in the team, then it's very difficult to change it. So we just have to keep working hard at both ends of the pitch and see where it takes us.
We've seen in the last few weeks when you've been bringing on Bennett and those players with their pace, and the fact that you haven't had a centre forward as a pivot for them to play off. and we see Ellis come on Saturday, do you think that will take a bit of pressure off those younger players mentally when they come on, that they can actually play their natural games now? With someone like Sims through the middle.
I hope so. And yes, I've tried to say there. I don't know. Do you know how old Ellis Sims is? Is he 21? 20. He's a young kid now, and yet he's 6'3", 6'4", and so he looks pretty imposing, and yet he is a young boy. It's not as if you feel as if you've got a really experienced centre forward there who's brilliant at using his body and knows how to bring people in, and he carries a strut around with him because he knows physically he's stronger than the centre defenders. He is a young guy who's still forging his way in his career really, and so it's really difficult to think, oh, Ellis Sims is all right now, let's charge on, because he knows exactly what he's doing and how to play, and he's going to bring everybody into the game. Ellis was brought here because he is a type of striker really who's got physicality, and he can run in behind, and he knows where the net is. I think he can learn off Ross Stewart, to be honest, watching the two of them. I think he's humble enough to appreciate that when Ross is up and running at full speed, it's somebody he should watch and learn off. And at times they'll play together, at other times one will replace the other, or we bring on, instead of playing one up front with clever little players behind them, we can put two up front, and at least it gives us options to change things around, and that's what we're looking forward to really.
We touched on Ahmad on Saturday, an excellent game, and is that partly because you've been consistent with him in a sense? You've been bringing him on, you've been giving him minutes, and you've seen the evidence of that now in what he actually delivered on Saturday.
Yeah, I hope so. I think he got wrapped up in the game on Saturday. He emotionally got wrapped up in it, and his physical data from the game was he was top in every aspect of the game, in distance covered, in high speed running, in sprints. He was amazingly athletic as well as very talented, and so that bodes well for us. He sort of accelerated himself in my mindset to like a starting player now, not beyond a young lad who we can bring off the bench, and I'm hoping that's what happens with the others as time evolves. You can't leave Edu out of the team because he's that good. You can't leave Barr out of the team, or Dewey is just ripping every fullback he plays against, and so that's what you hope. At the moment they're feeling their way in, and yet it feels, probably because he's had slightly more game time, Ahmed is in front of that ball now, and he looks to me like a first team starter. So it's things that are looking as you would hope really. You can't just throw them in, lose 5 games because they're not ready. You have to put them in bit by bit and see if they can impact a football match, and then when you can see that they're ready, you have to trust them and let them go. So that's where we are, but not with all of these young players. They're all in different journeys, I think.
I think just about every manager in the league, don't you? I mean, Mark Fotheringham, is he someone you know very well because he spent a lot of time in Germany and is still relatively young? He was playing until a few years ago.
Yeah, I've heard of him. I know he's a Scottish links rather than German links, I would have to say. No, but I can see the ilk of the manager. A lot of young, talented, thoughtful football managers coming into the game who have studied long and hard, and have had people like Guardiola and Klopp to study over the years, and they have a style and a way they want to play. So I see him as that type of a cerebral coach, a thinking, thoughtful coach with players that he has to put in the right position and keep working with. So it'll be a test for us. He's trying to forge his way in English football, isn't he? He's obviously had a coaching career in Germany, and now his time is here that he has to try and make his mark, really, I think. So, I wish him well after tomorrow, as I do every young coach, really. I think, I've been on that journey of trying to make your mark. I started in Scotland against the Old Firm, and when you beat the Old Firm, people stand up and have a look, really, which is what happened in my career. So after Wednesday, good luck to him, and Huddersfield's always tough place to go. You know, it's a working class team from the north of England, and with players that they've got a nice balance. To be honest, they've got some individuals like we've got, and they've got some really honest, hard-working players, and so it should be an interesting game.
Do you study the managers as much as you study the teams? I know you listen. You say you listen to podcasts, and you listen. Is it an important part of modern management now?
I generally, not really. Listen, we all should take inspiration from the great managers. You know, I think we're fortunate to have Guardiola, and Klopp obviously is having a difficult time. I find that really interesting to see how he copes with the difficult moments, whether he carries grace and whether he carries class along, or whether he stereotypically becomes angry and annoyed about everything and blames everybody. It's listen, I like to study human beings. I like to study people. I think. Listen, we innately want to win every game, and yet you don't, and so the character that it's there for you to see. It's I call it, you know, your soul gets exposed. Really, what are you as a person? What are you as a human being? I would love to be gracious about everything, and yet, it's so hard. You know, this is the job. Because you invest so much into this job. When it doesn't go well and it's out of your control for some reason, it's really, really difficult to be gracious and to be humble and because you know how much it means to people, really, and the time that you've invested in it. It's difficult, but I think you're not improving if you're not watching and listening and learning, and you know, whether it's the same in your industry. Who's the best interviewer, who leaves, you know, when do you know when to cut somebody off like me who talks too much? Next question. Do you know what I mean? It's all about talent, I suppose, you know, and so I for myself, I understand what my strengths are and my weaknesses, and I try and protect my weaknesses by the staff you bring in, the staff you work with, the staff you have, to make sure that there's a real balance in your football club, and the young managers will learn that, because they might be brilliant coaches who know everything about pockets of space and where to play and when you run your eights and when your centre forward comes down the line, and they know all the tactics, and yet it doesn't mean anything really. You have to manage people. You have to have a collection of tools in your tool bag that allows you to manage a football club and keep it pointing in the right direction.
I'll stop it there because I don't want to touch a nerve about referees. Oh God! So we'll leave that one there, I think.
Thank you. Makes sense.
Thank you.
Nick Barnes and Gary Bennett, MBE.
BBC Radio Newcastle.
Always insightful. Chatting to Tony Mowbray, I really enjoy it. It's always a different take on things.
To be fair, he loves football. You can hear that in his voice, and he'll talk about football all day long. And he's one of them people, one of them managers that you ask him a question and he thoroughly gives a full in-depth answer. So that maybe sometimes too long, because you do get lost on the way.
To a degree, but I think when you actually sit and listen to what he has to say, he has got so much experience. He knows so many people in the game.
Yeah, he does. He's been around a long time, Tony Mowbray, and I would imagine there's sometimes which you might want is some short, sharp, bullet point answers, done, dusted and away, but that's Tony Mowbray. He just loves talking, he just loves football.
I think he likes to use Mark Venus as his sort of, for that side of things, if he wants to get something in brisk and brusque across the players. Sometimes I think Mark Venus is it's the good cop, bad cop scenario, isn't it?
That's right, and it works. Especially when I was playing, you had the good cop, bad cop scenario. Somebody will come in, have a blast, and then the good cop will come in and just calm things down.
Interesting though that Steve Watson was in the studio last night for Total Sport. He was briefly under Tony Mowbray at West Bromwich Albion, and he again said how good Tony is with young players.
It's man management, and man management goes a long way, and we've seen it up the road there. in regards of man management, and you've got a manager there who's working with the same players. There's half a dozen or 7 of them still playing, but he's getting the best out of them, and that's what management's about. Getting the best out of your players. You look at players like Roberts, Patrick Roberts, fantastic potential. And you're thinking, the clubs which he's been at, and what makes you wonder, why hasn't he been able to settle? And sometimes it's a combination of the setting, how he settles in a football club, but also the biggest part is management. If that manager can work with that player and get the best out of him, and the player trusts the manager and the manager trusts the player, then all of a sudden he's walking, on his toes. He enjoys it.
My first time here at the Huddersfield new stadium, 1994 it was built. I was last at Leeds Road in 1993. Quirky stadium in many ways. I mean, many people will have been here and you'll have seen it perhaps from the train when you pass through on the Transpennine, but the floodlights look like something out of War of the Worlds, don't they? And then these huge sweeping arcs, the 4 stands here at the stadium. I mean, when it was built, state of the art, and it still has that little bit of cachet about it. Looks a bit tired in places.
Well, you're looking at the stadium now, and I remember when it was built, it was like, the stadium of that era. But now you're looking at it, and we know ourselves by approaching the stadium. It was a case of, how do we get in? We're trying to find our way. We haven't been here before, but saying that, like you just said, it looks a little bit dated. Anything which is over 10 years now is classed as being dated.
Someone local here was telling me earlier, he said there's no infrastructure around the stadium anymore. They switch all the lights off to save money, the council. They're digging up all the roads, and it's basically it really is a maze, isn't it? Of roads and traffic lights, and in the rain and the wind that we had on earlier, it was certainly an interesting experience trying to get into the stadium tonight. Well, the teams have just exited the tunnel. Sunderland will be wearing their red and white stripes, and Huddersfield Town historically, traditionally, in their blue and white stripes. The Sunderland team is Patterson in goal, O'Nien, Wright, Bart and Sirkin, Evans, Embleton, Roberts, Ahmad, Pritchard back at his former club, and Diaku. Huddersfield Town, it's Spencer at right back, Nakayama, Hellick, we think Jackson at left back, Kasuma, Camera and Ruffles, Holmes and Rudoni, with Jordan Rhodes playing through the middle, the experienced Huddersfield striker. He's in his, I think, his second spell here. He was here for 3 years between 2009 and 2012. He's back here now after playing for Sheffield Wednesday and alone at Norwich City. Very experienced, 32 years old. Interesting match. It's a fascinating match tonight because of the managerial changes that Huddersfield have been through already this season. They're on their 3rd manager, and Mark Fotheringham does seem to be turning things around in the last few weeks. 2 wins in the last 5, both at home, so I think that suggests it'll be a tough one here.
Oh, it's always going to be a tough game, Nick. People look on this and look at where the club is, and they think that it's 3 points, but you've got to earn the right. And especially we know when you're coming up against Sunderland, it raises everybody's game. It's going to be a good atmosphere because, as I said, well supported again, fantastic support by the Sunderland supporters. But we've got to do the right things. We've got to earn the right, and that means you've got to win your individual battles.
The stadium holds around 23,000, but that said, the lower section of the stand away to our left is all cordoned off, and the top half of that end of the ground is really fairly sparsely populated, actually. This main stand is pretty full. Stand on the far side again, more than 3/4 full. The stand to our right, well, the Sunderland fans have packed it.
Exactly. So you're looking at 3 stands, and they're not full. You look at the Sunderland stand, where Sunderland's situated, it's full.
And you can hear them.
And I've just seen some Bob Murray here as well.
Oh, now there's an event. Yeah, there's an event at the foundation, I think, in the next few days. And
here.
No.
Yeah. He's really pumped up for
he
the
will
game
be,
as
won't
well.
he? He will be pumped up for this. And a throw for Sunderland in front of Tony Mowbray. Good to see Lyndon Gooch and Jack Clark are both here. They're joining the directors in the box just down below us to watch the game.
Nice to see you.
O'Nien finds Corey Evans. Evans to Embleton. He's in for Dan Neal tonight, who's on the bench. Out to O'Nien on the far side. The Huddersfield numbers. I just do not know why clubs persist with this putting red numbers on blue and white stripes and not panels, because you just cannot read their numbers. But there you go.
Start a campaign.
Someone's got to do something about it. As the ball in Sunderland's possession. Roberts playing it back over the halfway line to Bailey Wright, and now to Barr out wide left here to Sirkin. The ball pushed out by the young Brodie Spencer, just 18 years old, right back tonight, but he's a big unit, as they say. No slouch. He's got Pritchard on his shoulder at the moment. And over on the far side, it's Ahmad, who's played it across now to Bart, coming up to the halfway line, down the line to Sirkin. And Sirkin trying to go round Dwayne Holmes, but back then to Danny Bart, and across to Luke O'Nien, and wide down the touchline to Roberts on halfway, and he sweeps it up through the middle, but Spencer will let this run back through to Lee Nichols, the former MK Dons keeper. He rolls it out to Brodie Spencer. It's played back then to the goalkeeper Nichols, up into the centre circle. Rudoni went to look for it. Bart has to be alert here to get back on to this, because Dwayne Holmes was trying to chase him down. He got it back to Patterson, who's all in yellow tonight. Tony Mowbray's waving his arms in the air. And now here's Embleton clipping it down the left wing for Sirkin to run onto, but it'll run back behind the goal line. A goal kick for Huddersfield Town. In the opening couple of minutes, it's 0-0 here at the John Smith's Stadium, and the keeper, Huddersfield keeper, all in black, gets the ball back from the Japanese international Yuta Nakayama. He's got 17 Japanese caps, a couple of Japanese journalists here to watch his progress as he plays the ball out to the left-hand side. It's swept down the left wing, and won back by Sunderland, laid off by Evans to O'Nien, and then picked up by Ahmad, who's come right back deep into his own half here. Ahmad,
I tell you what, he's got a great touch, Ahmad.
Yeah,
he looks offside. He's offside.
Yeah, Diaku, flag up, and free kick to Huddersfield Town, who at home have won 4, drawn 1, and lost 4. The draw was early in the season,
and that's Tony Mowbray saying on this left-hand side it's on all the time.
Played back across by Michael Helik, the Polish international, up to halfway. Ben Jackson plays it back to Nakayama, across to Helik, and now to Spencer on the right, and a tug surely by Embleton on David Kasumu, another former MK Dons player. I think Burnley 0, Rotherham 1. The studio's very quiet tonight. It's noisy here, of course. In the 5th minute here, 0-0.
Tell you what, Helik's a big lad, isn't he?
He is, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's 6'3". I mean, they've got height, because that's Brodie Spencer's no slouch, is he? On the right-hand side, Northern Ireland international, still only 18. Ben Jackson is going to take this free kick, drives it up to the edge of the penalty area, and it's Rudoni who's just skimmed the crossbar. He turned on it in the D and just put his shot over the bar.
Rudoni, good turn there, good effort.
That was the closest.
Jack Rudoni, we've come across him a few times actually with AFC Wimbledon over the last few seasons. In fact, I think Sunderland were interested in him. He was certainly on Sunderland's radar. He's come back here to Helik, plays it forward to Holmes. Holmes now looking for the run of Spencer down the right of the penalty area. Squares it, the foot of Bart sends it out into midfield. Drops in front of Holmes. It's not been cleared. Rudoni getting it through towards Rhodes at the edge of the area. Now down the left of the box. Huddersfield win a corner.
You know, you've got to clear your lines. We can't afford to be trying to be clever on the edge of the box, Nick, you know, because, you know, there's nothing wrong with putting your foot behind the ball and shifting it 30, 40 yards.
Corner then from the left-hand side. A lot of movement around the penalty spot from the Huddersfield players. A bit of shirt tugging going on as well by Sirkin.
I don't know why Elliot Embleton's picking up Hellick.
No, it's a mismatch.
It's a mismatch.
As Huddersfield come again to the goal line. The ball is pulled back here. It's going to drop for Hellick, and he drives it into a huddle of players, and the ball can't get through. It's clear, but it will come back in from Spencer and headed away then by Evans to the far side, and played back by Roberts to O'Nien, who drives us up over the halfway line, looking for Diaku, but he can't get round Kasumu, who gets it out into midfield. Nakayama back behind him to Camera, and he clears it out here to Holmes, who can't quite get his foot round it, and out it goes for a throw to Sunderland, back to Danny Bart. Here's Embleton, drives it away towards the right wing, looking for Roberts, but it's headed away by Huddersfield. Ruffles back onto halfway, Kasumu, and now to Camera in the centre circle. Finally put out by Nakayama for a throw to Sunderland on the far side, on the right-hand side. 0-0, 8th minute here. Huddersfield Town 0, Sunderland 0, live on BBC Radio Newcastle. Ball drops to O'Nien, swings it across here now to Pritchard. You hear the boos for Pritchard, signed here from Brentford for £11 million, and it was felt it was way too much, and they were so desperate. He saw it, and he was injured a lot and didn't get on with one or two of the coaches. There was all sorts of problems for Pritchard here. Sirkin couldn't quite control a crossfield ball to him, and it's come back down here now to Hellick, who clears from the right wing up to the centre circle, where Rudoni controls it. He's got it away on the far side here now for Huddersfield. They pour up to the edge of the Sunderland penalty area, but a very good challenge by O'Nien on Jackson. Comes to Camera, he plays it away down the left of the penalty area. Ruffles, I think it is, who crosses, and it's going to come out here for a throw to Huddersfield on the right.
Hello, lads.
Already, Nick, you know what I mean? You should be saying, you know, Sunderland have got to pick it up a little bit.
Cardiff 1, Watford 0. Sunderland at home to Cardiff
on
Saturday afternoon. We'll have that live, of course, on BBC Radio Newcastle. Brodie Spencer to take this throw then for the home team. Gets it back again from Holmes and plays it back now to Camera, who plays it into the centre circle to Nakayama, and across on the left-hand side to Ruffles. Back to Nakayama, and now trying to get it down the left wing to Jackson. He tries to cross, it's blocked by O'Nien, and it's a throw for Huddersfield Town.
Got to get hold of that in the middle of the park, Nick.
Certainly do there, Gary Lake.
Well, it is Huddersfield at the moment. They're keeping Sunderland pressed back in their own half.
Rodoni and Camera in there.
Ball drops to Jackson at the edge of the area. It's another throw for
Huddersfield.
See, every opportunity to get Huddersfield. Try to put that ball into the box, because got Jordan Rhodes in there.
Yeah,
he'll try to get onto the end of things.
He's standing on the shoulder of Patterson at the moment.
This is going to be a long throw, so you've got to deal with it.
It's going to be a long throw from 5'6" Dwayne Holmes. It's an interesting one. But again, as you say, they put bodies in the box.
I think he throws it a long way as well.
Yeah, Ruffles has gone in there now as well. He's on the penalty spot. Evans is trying to marshal him. The ball comes in from Holmes. It's headed clear, though, by Danny Bart. It's kept in on the far side. It drops for Nakayama. It's headed down by O'Nien to Evans at the edge of the area to clear. Comes back for O'Nien to try and clear again.
Careful.
Holmes picks it up on the left-hand side for Huddersfield. He makes a dash towards the goal line. A block again by O'Nien. He's been heavily involved so far.
He has to be heavily involved, Nick, because it's all Huddersfield up down on that left-hand side.
So Holmes again with what we assume will be a, well, it's not a long throw, it's a short flow. Blocked by O'Nien as I think Jackson or Ruffles tried to burst into the penalty area and has eventually come right back up the other end to Lee Nichols.
There.
Yes.
He's had 3 or 4 fantastic blocks already.
But the very fact that we keep talking about him shows what's happening.
Yeah.
And Huddersfield now playing it out from the back again. Nichols to Helic. And Helic across to
as well, just missed out on promotion last season.
2 internationals, Polish and Japanese, as they come up to the halfway line. And then out wide, looking for Ruffles, but a good tackle again by O'Nien again. Yes.
O'Nien.
And
11 of them on the pitch, is there?
It's feeling like it at the moment, isn't it? As it's come back to Lee Nichols. Played out now to Nakayama, back to Nichols. Calling for it on the right here is Spencer. It goes through Helic, back though to the goalkeeper. And now Spencer calling for it again. And Holmes down this right wing. Helic finds Spencer, and he plays it inside now to Kasumu, to Holmes. He's trying to make a pass down the right of the penalty area for Spencer, chasing to get in front of Bailey Wright. They're battling together. Wright's got to be careful here not to foul him. It's pushed back to Kasumu, to Holmes at the corner of the penalty area. Now down to Spencer, and a good header behind from Sirkin to cut out the cross.
Tell you what, it's Huddersfield who's asking questions, Nick.
They are at the moment.
You know, at this present moment, we're all over the place.
We're in the 13th minute, and it's Huddersfield's second corner.
They're pulling the strings.
The last time these two sides met was in the League Cup, actually, at the Stadium of Light back in 2003. The last time they actually met in the league was 1998 in the old Division 1. Here's the corner from the right side, punched away by Patterson, but it's headed down by Ruffles to the back of the area, and Camera's shot is wide of the left-hand post. A goal kick to Sunderland. 0-0 then, we're in the 14th minute, and yeah, they're going to have to weather this. They're going to find a way of playing through this Sunderland and try and play themselves. To a certain extent, it happened against Luton on Saturday. They played their way through it, and now they've got to find a way of doing that here. Tony Mowbray is getting quite angry, I think, on the touchline at the moment. There's a lot of shouting and gesticulating from him. Here's Danny Bart.
Well, your chips are going to go
out
cold,
wide
man.
to Sirkin. Back here to Bart. Back again then. Patterson, who nearly got caught by Rhodes at the edge of the area.
Defender not bad.
As he went to clear. Out to Bailey Wright though. Forwards to Evans in midfield. And straight to Camera. And now out here from Rudoni to Holmes, and Holmes gets it through again, edge of the area to Rhodes. He's blocked. It's come to Sirkin to clear. It'll be out into touch in front of Mark Fotheringham just down below us here. A throw to Huddersfield.
I think we need to wake
well
up,
deserved as well. But yeah, the derbies
must have
are
taken
in
just touch off the Huddersfield off Rhodes. It's a throw to Sunderland. 15th minute, Sirkin's throw back to Danny Bart, plays it across to Luke O'Nien, out wide again to Patrick Roberts. Roberts cutting in here.
Left-hand side,
giving it away.
Side here.
Rhodes laying it off, looking for Rudoni. One back though by Embleton. Back here, and out to the left-hand side to Sirkin. Back again to Bart. And inside to Bailey Wright. Bailey Wright across to
Jordy, you must be pretty pleased how you lot have
down the touchline.
the season
Roberts
so
Trying to cut inside here, Roberts.
Pass it, man.
And now he's lost it again. Picked up by Camara. Etienne Camara. He's lost it though. Given the ball away to Ahmad, who's not seen the ball in about 12 minutes, and now it runs out for a throw to Sunderland on the far side. He's got on the ball a couple of times in the opening couple of minutes, Ahmad, and hasn't seen it since. Until just a moment ago. We haven't had the ball, no, exactly. Bart out here to Sirkin on the left wing, halfway inside the Huddersfield half. Goes round Spencer, and the ball bobbles off Holmes as he tried to play it through for a throw to Sunderland again on the left-hand side. I don't know how the Jack Reacher novel's going in the Ian Smith household, but plenty of drama here so far. 0-0, and here's Embleton playing it back onto the halfway line to Bailey Wright, and now to Luke O'Nien, and wide on the right-hand side again to Patrick Roberts, and Ahmad back to Roberts, back again behind him to Ahmad, and here Ahmad laying it off to Luke O'Nien.
So far. Yeah, Geordie Storm, you're doing really well.
Roberts trying to get down the right side of the Huddersfield penalty area, dribbling, weaving in, but the ball is stabbed away by Kasumu, and a throw quickly taken is now with Evans. Evans back out to O'Nien on the right hand side, sweeps across in here. Spencer's lost it, it drops for Sirkin, and he's put it past the post.
Put it past the post. Should have really scored there.
He tried with his left foot to hook it in the far side, but across the keeper, round the post. Probably did, actually.
But that's what Tony Mowbray saw. He's got plenty of space on this left-hand side.
Spencer went for it over his head and left Sirkin there in as far as Huddersfield's concerned, no man's had.
Nice to see
Sirkin probably did have time.
Doing well in the
it was a half chance.
Get sick of the Man U's and the Chelsea's and the Arsenal's.
0-0, 18th minute.
Crap every season. It's getting a bit like the Scottish Premier League.
So, goal kick for Huddersfield. So, up into the Sunderland half. Bart heads it on. Played back though by Huddersfield to the left side. Jackson, he's got Ruffles coming down quickly on the left side. He crosses first time, but it's a bit too deep, and it will be picked up by Holmes on this right hand side, and Spencer leaving it again for Holmes, and Holmes looking for Kasumu. Embleton gets in front of him, turns in, but he's fouled by Kasumu on the line, on the goal line, and a free kick to Sunderland. Ian Smith, our rugby union commentators, having his tuna and couscous. Ooh, is he? Well, he is.
Very nice.
His reading will start in 10 minutes, by which time Sunderland might have sorted themselves out, he says.
No.
Well, we are in the 19th minute, and hopefully they are sorting themselves out. Here's Bailey Wright, and out to the right-hand side to Luke O'Nien. O'Nien has played it back inside.
I don't see why we shouldn't get
Bailey Wright
out of this, to be honest with you.
And inside again to Evans.
From Huddersfield,
just keeping hold of the ball here. Just
ruthful.
Gradually working their way upfield. Embleton just behind the centre circle. Down the line, eventually to Ahmad. Inside again to Embleton, back to Ahmad. Ahmad back to Bailey Wright. Wright in the centre circle, across that to Bart to his left, and Danny Bart just playing it back to Bailey Wright, and Bailey Wright now looks up and in no panic, playing it out to Roberts. He plays it back down the line to O'Nien. Yeah, Tony Mowbray is waving his hands in the air. Sirkin's out here on the left. He gets it now. Back inside to Embleton, forwards to Pritchard. Pritchard, who's barely seen the ball as well. Back to Embleton and back again to Bailey Wright. Sunderland actually enjoying a prolonged spell of possession here, with Ahmad down the right-hand side of midfield to Roberts. Roberts trying to dribble in on his left. He's rolled it in here now to Evans, and it's come back out now to Pritchard. Pritchard turns, good ball into Ahmad in the penalty area. He's got to try and get this across. It's headed down and away from Huddersfield back to Ahmad, who drives in a shot, and Evans on the turn forces a save from the keeper. He spilled it, and Diaku's driven it wide, right across the face of goal and past the foot of the right-hand post.
Got to be.
Another chance.
You've got to hit the target.
Hit the target, yeah. I don't know how we just keep missing the target all the time.
You've got to work the goalkeeper.
Yes.
You know, Embleton's shot there is parred out. He comes back to Diaku. He's got to hit the target.
He's got to hit the target. He's miles wide.
So two pretty good opportunities.
I do think between Sunderland and Newcastle, most of us doing it on. I do think the banter's important. I think the Mickey taking that is quite funny.
0-0. We're in the 21st minute. Live on BBC Radio Newcastle.
I think people would rather have the North
Here's the kick from Lee Nichols, headed by Bailey Wright to Evans, who will play it all the way back to Anthony Patterson.
You know, it's this conversation which we've had before about Diaku, you know, how he's going to stay in the team. And the only way he's going to stay in the team and he's going to be judged on is by goals.
And within the position he's playing, certainly at the moment, through the middle, is O'Nien. Roberts ahead of him down the touchline. Roberts, he's got Ahmad aside.
Left back.
He's now swung it out wide to Sirkin on the left-hand side, is overhit. And it's a throw for Huddersfield, a few yards from the corner on the right-hand side.
Yeah, you're welcome to join the...
This is the outlet on this side all the time, Nick.
Channel or join us and doing the streams for the England games.
Especially up against a sort of inexperienced right back in Brodie Spencer tonight. He's taking the throw now, Spencer. 3 caps for Northern Ireland. He's still only 18.
Anybody who hasn't hit the thumbs
he is a
up,
big lad.
Gives a like and hit the subscribe
here
button.
is Holmes, who's a little lad. And it's played inside to Rudoni. Back to Dwayne Holmes, who sweeps this up over the halfway line. Holmes has actually got 2 caps for the USA as the ball comes back here now to Anthony Patterson. Out to Luke O'Nien. And up into the middle, but it's chested down by Kasumu. Holmes finds Rudoni, and Rudoni now out to the right-hand side. He needs some support. Behind him is Spencer. Back again then to Helic, and into Nakayama. Nakayama leaves it for Ruffles over on that left-hand side. It comes back to Nakayama, and then to Helic, and now Nakayama again on halfway, and down that left wing to Ruffles, into the middle, Rudoni looking for Kasumu, back to Helic, out to Spencer on this right-hand side, and Spencer now running down the right side of the penalty area, crashes a ball behind off circuit for another corner. Well, they certainly don't look like a team bottom of the table at the moment.
No, not at all. Especially down on this right-hand side as well. No, Spencer, Holmes, you've got to defend this.
So the corner will be taken by Ben Jackson.
Helic and Jordan Rhodes.
And there's a bit of push. Oliver Langford seeing some pushing, and
yeah, they're the 2 main players who they aim for, Helic and Rhodes.
2 in the 6-yard box as well for Huddersfield, just to put a bit of pressure in there. The other 3 or 4 around the penalty spot. They're now Rhodes is marching into the 6-yard box.
And if we don't win tonight, or if we lose,
I can't see Pritchard in there because of the size.
Tony Mowbray.
A
lot of fans didn't really want Tony Mowbray in the first place.
Summed it up there. I can't see.
Oh, I can see him now.
You can talk, John.
He was hidden. He was hidden behind Danny Bart.
But what is Pritchard doing, picking somebody up? He's far better off being up the pitch, up the field.
Well, it's 0-0 in the 25th minute. Ball drops to Ahmad, and Roberts trying to win it as Ahmad loses it, and it's pushed forwards by Ruffles. Out on the left-hand side now for Huddersfield. I think it's Rudoni.
Rudoni, yeah.
And he's left it for Ruffles, and he will play it back here to Rudoni. Back again to Camera, and then to Helic, and forwards down the right wing to Spencer, looking for the run of Kasumu. Down the right side of the penalty area, almost onto the goal line. Pulls it back to Spencer to cross. First time, a bit deep. And that'll be swept out into touch on the far side for a throw to Sunderland.
Well, you wouldn't be saying that we've got hold of the game, Nick. You know, you won't be saying that we're sitting here quite comfortable, because we're not.
Well, there's every chance of Storm here, so that Storm...
It's safe to say the possession stats will show that it's been largely Huddersfield.
In the top
but
4.
Sunderland have had 2 good chances.
Be a good change to siege up the majorities up in the Champions League.
That's silly by
foul by Diaku right in front of the referee, right in the middle of the Sunderland
half. Go and check his channel out, it's really, really good.
You got to look after the
Just
ball.
wish we had some really like tornadoes like they do abroad, but I'm all for
crashed into Kasumu. As the rain just blows in again here.
Yeah, take care then, Jordan.
Through the floodlights, blowing in from the stand to our right. Thankfully, Sunderland's fans have got protection from the rain.
Just beware of Rhodes. Just know where he is. There's 2 at the back here.
Well, Rhodes is out wide on the right of the line. That's outside the penalty area at the moment for this free kick, which is Jackson looking for Rhodes, but it's just whipped off his head by Bailey Wright.
Good header.
Out for a throw to Huddersfield on this right-hand side.
Okay, another long throw.
Where'd you get them things from?
Dwayne Holmes. It's in his second spell with Huddersfield Town. He was here for a good 14 years before he moved to Scunthorpe and Derby, and he came back from Derby last year. So Dwayne Holmes with this throw into the penalty area. It's headed out. It's been picked up now again by Brodie Spencer, driven back into the edge of the penalty area. The rain now falling really heavily. Jackson trying to get around Roberts, pushes the ball maybe a little bit too much into the path of O'Nien, who smashes it into the stand on the far side. In the driving rain now. 0-0 in the 28th minute, live on BBC Radio Newcastle. Throw drops to Rudoni. Rudoni, he's got the ball back out on the far side to Jackson, back again now to Nakayama, who squares it to Spencer here, and Spencer out to Holmes on this right wing. Halfway inside the Sunderland half. Pritchard trying to get in front of him. Out to Spencer again on the right, back again to Camera. Into the centre circle for Huddersfield in their blue and white stripes to Nakayama, out to Ruffles on the far side, back again then to Nakayama in the middle of his own half and back to his goalkeeper. And the goalkeeper has the rain driving into his face, and Lee Nichols just passes the ball out to Hellick here on the right hand side, and Hellick plays it back again to Nichols, and Nichols pauses with the ball at the edge of his penalty area and just pushes it out. Diaku goes to close him down. He passes it out through the middle here now, and it's played out to the left by Jackson to Rudoni, and Rudoni now to Ruffles down that left-hand side, and the rain is torrential as the ball rolls off O'Nien onto the corner flag but doesn't go out, and suddenly they are aware of that. O'Nien races across the corner, and it goes out for a throw to Huddersfield Town. The rain's unbelievable now.
It is indeed.
And throw taken, the ball's gone over the goal line. It's a goal kick to, Nicholas, I think so.
Yeah, Nicholas, I don't ask you for much, do I? But will you be able to please bring the car round?
No. I'll tell you what we can do is, while I'm doing the post-match interviews, you can go and get the car.
Right.
It might have stopped by then. It might have stopped by then. Here's Patterson.
Torrential, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, the rain's not forecast. It's just going to be just a heavy shower. A heavy shower.
Being blown in by a strong wind as well, by the looks of things. Patterson still waiting to take this goal kick, urging everybody forwards. And the kick down the left, the whistle's blown. What was that for? Diaku?
You know, off the ball. It's silly.
God, so much lacking that.
Tony Mowbray in his raincoat, his arms folded.
It's the worst for a manager, innit? You've got to stay out there.
Stand out there.
Touch line.
Of course, there has been a manager in the past who had an umbrella. as the ball comes back to Helic, across the goal, across the penalty area through Nichols, back to Nichols from Nakayama, out here to Camera. Embleton trying to get the ball off him, but the Japanese centre-half gets it to Helic, and down the right-hand side here now to Spencer, and Spencer out to Dwayne Holmes, inside again then to Kusumu, or to Camera, and now to Kusumu. He's trying to find Kusumu. Holmes wins it, but fouls Evans to do so. Embleton tried to take a quick free kick, but
31 minutes gone as well as Sunderland.
You know, that's what Tony's pointing. He's pointing to the head. You know, you've got to think. You know, you've seen what the surface is like. You've seen what the conditions is like, and you look at it and you're thinking, somebody somewhere is going to make a mistake. You've got to make sure on here.
Third last season, Huddersfield.
This left-hand side again.
Here's Bart back to Bailey Wright.
Look at Sirkin. Look at Sirkin.
Sirkin's wide on this left-hand side. There's nobody near him as Ahmad trying to win it. Wins a free kick. Right-hand side of midfield, a third of the way inside the Huddersfield Town half. Here's Embleton, back to O'Nien, down to Roberts on the right-hand side, back again to O'Nien. O'Nien,
look at this left-hand side,
plays it back to Evans on the halfway line. Leaves it for Danny Bart. Bart out to Sirkin on the left, inside to Embleton, and now Pritchard from Sirkin, trying to get the ball back to Sirkin, but it'll be cleared by Helic. Into touch for a throw to Huddersfield. Left for Sirkin by Embleton to take this. Huddersfield Town 0, Sunderland 0. Comes back down the line to Danny Bart. We're in the 33rd minute. It's rain still falling heavily as the ball swept over to Patrick Roberts. Onto his left foot at the back of the penalty area. Goes on and then passes it straight to Holmes. Holmes then to Rudoni, trying to get Jackson away for Rhodes. Rhodes laying it off now behind him for Ruffles. And back then to Nakayama. Nakayama forwards to Camera. And then out wide to Ruffles again. And down off Bailey Wright to O'Nien. Forwards to Evans. Back to Bailey Wright.
Really missing that.
This rain's not getting any lighter. It's with Danny Bart. Out to Sirkin on the left here. You can hear it perhaps above us on the roof, which is quite a long way up above us. And it's swept forwards by Bart, looking for the run of Ahmad through the middle. Cleared though, and Helic hooks it away, out for a throw to Sunderland inside their own half on the left-hand side. Sirkin takes it back to Danny Bart, across to Bailey Wright, then out wide to O'Nien and Roberts on the touchline, on the halfway line on the right-hand side. He's played it back inside to Corey Evans. Evans sweeping it across, looking for Sirkin. Closed down immediately by Holmes, who gets a touch to it. It's gone out despite Sirkin trying to head it back in.
The stadium.
Just going back to Patrick Roberts, Nick. Really he's got to pull the trigger.
It just kept carrying on, didn't he? Looking for that opening at the back of the penalty area.
To the back if they can.
Here's Embleton.
And to Diaco and Pritchard have switched positions.
Yeah. Pritchard's gone through the middle now.
Yeah.
Here's Ahmad. Comes back to halfway. Leaves it for Luke O'Nien, who's driven it out to the left, looking for Diaco, but it's too hard. And it bounces behind for a goal kick. 0-0. We're in the 35th minute. You can hear that rain. It's swirling around above us. It's swirling. You can see it in the lights of the stand away to our left, soaking all the fans up in that half of the upper half of that stand. And
31
goal
people
kick for Huddersfield Town. Ian Smith has had mushrooms, yellow pepper, green beans, and soy dressing, and asparagus and garlic with his tuna and couscous. So now he's concentrating on the book, a Jack Reacher novel, if he weren't with us earlier, and the football. Come on, boys, he says. Yes, come on, as the ball is headed back here to Lee Nichols, who had to stretch to get it, and has got it safely for Huddersfield Town, and it's bowled out on this right-hand side here to Brodie Spencer. Diaku gives chase, Spencer just cuts back, plays it back to Hellick, and on to Holmes, back to Spencer, a block by Diaku, back it comes to Hellick, turns it away forwards here now to Holmes, a little nudge in the back from Sirkin, but he's not been penalised, and it's been picked back up by Huddersfield here by Kusumu. Kusumu comes off Ahmad to Spencer, out to Holmes on this right-hand side, and Holmes now trying to shake off Diaku, finds Spencer on the right, back to Kusumu, and back again to Camera, who plays it across now to Ruffles.
Hello from New Zealand.
Ruffles down the left wing to Jackson.
From New Zealand.
Ben Jackson cutting inside around the back of O'Nien. Low shot straight at Patterson.
It's been very wet.
Probably not the easiest to catch in these conditions. It's it must be very, very slippery.
In these conditions, that you've got to pull the trigger.
It's a good point.
That's exactly what Jackson did.
If you get a chance on goal,
Burnley won, Rotherham won.
Go for it.
Should have done.
When you're out there, let the ball skid.
And it's Cardiff 1, Watford 1. Oh, now, but the advertising sheet has blown from the back of the goal behind Lee Nichols onto the pitch.
Game's on.
The game's still going on here as the stewards go and retrieve this massive piece of advertising. And eventually the game has been stopped while they remove that. It could have been actually quite dangerous for the goalkeeper.
Imagine if you
that swept on goal, hit him,
or cover the goalkeeper and they scored.
No, that would have been very interesting. Entangle that one.
That would have been one.
Where do we stand on that one in the laws of football? A probable first. A drop ball here. It'll be down to Sirkin. Oliver Langford down below us, all in black. Drops it to Sirkin. Much to the annoyance of the home fans.
Good to see you, fella.
Here's Bailey Wright in the middle of the Sunderland half. 38th minute. I tell you what, I'm telling you now, there's more drama here than in a Jack Reacher novel. As the ball bounces out for a throw to Huddersfield Town on the right-hand side. There nearly was...
Have to catch up soon, Andy.
A body on the pitch.
A body?
The goalkeepers.
A 7-hour marathon session on No Man's Sky. How about
that? 13 men, Huddersfield.
Oh.
2 security lads.
They did actually. Give them their due. They sprinted on. Mind they had to in this wind and rain. Throw to Huddersfield then on the right here in their own half. Spencer with it. Comes down the line towards Rhodes, who's pulled down by Sirkin. No free kick. And then Bart launches it down the left. Be cleared by Jackson. Out here to Spencer now on the right hand side. Out to Holmes, inside then to Camera. Pritchard gives chase. Camera though plays it now to Nakayama across to Hellick. Forwards.
Game's gone rather still.
Through the middle, Evans trying to get it forward, but only as far as Camera. Now to Rudoni, and down the left wing to Jackson. The overlap coming from Ruffles, but he's given the ball away to Roberts. Roberts plays it into the penalty area, and it's tapped back by Evans to Patterson to clear, and headed off Spencer down to Holmes on this right-hand side. Trying to get away from Diaku. Nice little dink down the right. Comes down off Sirkin, who's fouled by Spencer. There was a momentary pause then where Sirkin looked at the assistant, and I don't think initially he was going to give the free kick, but then he suddenly decided actually it probably was a foul.
Mowbray fell in the dugout.
I don't blame him, frankly. If I was Tony Mowbray, I'd sit in the dugout in this. So
too late now, he's wet. Huh?
Well, probably so, but this rain is so heavy and hard.
Yeah.
It's probably quite painful actually standing out there. Here's Ahmad. Oh, he's come out again. Look, Tony's heard you. Right. He's heard you, and he's come out. Here's Pritchard, digs the ball out on halfway. Out to Roberts on the right-hand side, inside again to Pritchard, down to Roberts again. Roberts now dribbling across the back of the penalty area with a foot in.
Man.
It's cleared, and it will be brought out by Jackson for Huddersfield Town. Down the line to Ruffles, back to Jackson, and inside to Camera. Closed down by Embleton, but Nakayama gets the ball out into midfield to Kasuma, who gets it over the top of Diaku, out to Spencer on the right. Crashing challenge by Sirkin in this throw to Huddersfield. 41st minute, Huddersfield Town 0, Sunderland 0, and this relentless rain still falls, and it's come out to Camera. Nakayama now to his left, and he plays it up to the halfway line. It's played through here, looking for the run of Ruffles on the left-hand side, going still into the penalty area, tries to cross, blocked though by O'Nien, and it's a throw to Huddersfield. Throw from just a few yards from the corner flag on the left for Huddersfield. 0-0, 42nd minute. Drops down the left of the penalty area and is brought out here by Evans, and Evans is now picked up by Embleton, and is smashed off him for a throw, and it's a throw to Huddersfield. Quickly taken, drops to Rudoni, back out to Ruffles, and back again, then to Nakayama almost on halfway, squares it to Helic, and he will play it down the right wing, looking for Spencer on his chest, brings it inside of Sirkin, squares it to Rhodes, he's blocked though, he goes down, no penalty says the referee, and Ahmad is bringing this out, and he goes down, he's fouled.
That's a yellow card.
And that's surely going to be a yellow card for Helic, is it?
No, Camera.
Camera, was it? Camera is going to be booked for that foul. First yellow of the evening, shown to Etienne Camera. Incidentally, there's 3 players still in the Sunderland 11 on 4 yellows. That's O'Nien, Sirkin and Pritchard. The amnesty follows the Cardiff games. They've got to get through tonight and through the Cardiff game at the weekend, and then it will become 10 yellows before you are suspended. Ball played inside here now to Ahmad, back to O'Nien, across to Bart on this left-hand side, then to Sirkin, Sirkin back again to Danny Bart, back to Bailey Wright, and it's still raining heavily. I mean, this is heavy rain. What was before was just unbelievable. As the ball with O'Nien again, blocked by Rudoni, I think it was. It's come back to Bailey Wright, and now to Danny Bart.
Look at Roberts.
Roberts is wide on the right. Bailey Wright. He's played it out to Roberts now on that right wing.
Sometimes when you're wide, you can just whip it right across, especially on this surface, you'll get it.
Get flooded if this carries on.
Now played by Bailey Wright into the centre circle to Danny Bart, out to Diaku. It's given away in the centre circle. Now here comes Kasumu. Kasumu down to Spencer. Spencer has got on his shoulder Diaku, but he's trying to shake him off. And Spencer turns and crosses to the far post and beyond. And so far beyond, it's gone out for a throw to Sunderland, and the rain again comes. How can you describe this? It's biblical.
Biblical. It is. What's gonna go next?
The Ark. It's hooked in the air by Luke O'Nien, and it's going to be bounced down in front of Roberts, who's trying to get forwards but blocked, and Huddersfield now lose it to Ahmad. He's got nowhere to go with it really, runs into trouble, and Helic plays it down the right hand side here now to Spencer, halfway inside the Sunderland half. We're in the last minute of the first half. Rhodes on the right side of the penalty area, crosses, and he gets it into the arms of Patterson. Out quickly now to Ahmad. There's a Huddersfield player down. The referee is letting the play go on. It's Pritchard on the left-hand side here. Pritchard and the left. 1 minute of added time is shown by the fourth official, I suspect, largely because they just want to get themselves in the dressing room. And the ball is now played out, so the Huddersfield player can receive treatment. We're into that minute, but obviously with this stoppage now, it'll be another minute or two before, and once the play gets underway. And you hear that rain again. I mean, to be honest, you wouldn't sit down and waste time in this weather, would you? Really?
You shouldn't do.
So I'm assuming he probably is hurt.
But if he was hurt, why didn't he put the ball out down there when Rose had the ball at his feet?
Well, it's receiving treatment now over on that far side. I love the way the players are all coming. They're sort of coming down towards the end of the tunnel here, so they can get down it quickly.
They're trying to get in a dugout. They're looking for shelter.
I don't think you're going to be far wrong. The stretcher's been called upon now. That's been rushed across. Trying to see who it is across on that far side, receiving treatment.
Is it Jackson? No.
Could well be. Could well be over on that left side. I mean, it was
just blow your whistle.
Ruffles or Jackson.
Everyone's going in,
and all the directions of the run below us are going in for half time. I think largely because they're getting caught by the rain just down below from where we are sitting, and we're still waiting here as the player on the far side gets treatment. Still can't see who it is. They're getting him onto a stretcher here. It could well be Jackson. Looking at all the players down below us here, I can't. Oh no, Jackson's there actually, so it's not Jackson. It's not Rudoni.
It's one of the Huddersfield players, I think.
Whoever it is being carried off now. As I say, you wouldn't sit down and feign any sort of injury in this weather. But this Huddersfield player now being carried off, applauded off by the Huddersfield supporters around us to our right, behind, along the halfway line, down to the end of the... I think it could be Nakayama, is it?
Yeah.
I have a funny feeling it's Nakayama, the Japanese international, who's been carried off here. I think it is, as we approach half-time. So, down to 10 men here as the half-time whistle blown by Oliver Langford, and there'll be changes to be made, a change to be made by Huddersfield.
So that is the half-time whistle. I was going to have a chat now with the lads.
Yeah. ST05, welcome along. Crumpet, hello. Not sure what's been worse, us or the weather. I think we've been all right, to be honest. It's not been like massively entertaining. I think we've kept ourselves more entertained than the game has. Is Sims actually scared to play? Oh, I don't think I've ever seen Sims' hair get wet, so maybe he's not coming on today.
Are you guys happy with the first half then?
Not too bad.
We are lucky that the game's still going ahead though, because that signage being blown onto the page.
Everyone
it's a perfect excuse for the ref to go, yeah, let's just abandon and go home.
How funny it would have been
if
that top.
If it goes to half time, they get paid. And if he abandons it, he gets paid.
How funny would it be if that tarpaulin had gone over the goalkeeper and we scored with it?
There isn't one.
Can you imagine that beach ball incident, the tarpaulin?
Do you think Sunderland should be winning this though?
Oh, definitely.
Is DJ back, by the way?
Yeah. He's...
And he was all right, yeah?
Hello, DJ. Yeah.
Hello.
Are you sticking in the channel, mate?
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you fine. Are you sticking in the voice channel for the second half?
What I do is I mute it because of the I've got the kids downstairs and they can be a bit noisy and stuff, so you don't want to be hearing the kids shouting when the match is on.
Okay. Got ya. We asked you.
Huh?
Just asked you a couple of questions before the game started, and just silence.
Are you happy with the first half, Anthony?
It was all right. We didn't really do much. I don't think anybody did all that much. The thing I'm getting a little bit peeved off by, from a Sunderland perspective, is Roberts trying to beat 5 defenders and then have a shot.
He's always doing it all the time.
He just needs to make that one clear pass to Ahmad, to Pritchard, to whoever's on, and we could end up being a goal up. But he's trying to break past 2 or 3 defenders. When he does it and it works, fantastic. But it's so rare. He's got to attempt it at least 12 times before it comes off once.
Is Sims not on the bench at all?
Sims is on the bench yet. So we've got the things in the chat. So you've got Bass, obviously replacement goalkeeper, Hume, Sims, Barr, Matete, Neil and Bennett. So we've got Hume, that's our replacement defender in that. Maybe Neil if we had a push. We've got 5, basically Barr, Matete, Neil and Bennett, who are replacement midfielders, and then Sims, who's up front. I don't know why we've started Jaku as a striker. That makes no sense to me.
That's weird, isn't it?
I think Sim will come on in second half, man.
Yes. Call tow truck, not a stretcher.
Well, there's not one team winning in the league tonight. It's all either 0-0 or 1-1.
Yeah, but Cardiff were in front and Rotherham were in front in both of those games. So Burnley losing or not taking the lead, shall we say? That's an interesting position for them to be in.
Would you be happy with a point tonight?
No.
Why not?
No. To answer your question, would I be happy with a point against a team that's in the relegation zone at any time? No. Even if we were in the relegation zone, no, I'm not happy with a point.
But I mean, we can use an excuse though that we haven't got Stewart, we haven't got our strikers, and
we have got attacking options on our bench. We've got Bennett and Sims.
Oh, Juventus have just equalised. Sorry.
Is that 2-2?
1-1.
1-1. Okay. That's an all right result, I guess. If that's 6 through, we need 3 points today just to start climbing back up the table and
we keep
a bit of a
using
gap.
All the excuses, don't we? It's like, we can excuse not winning games because we're without Stewart. You know what I'm saying? I mean, how long are we going to keep using that for?
Yeah, you've got to also look at the league table. Like as it stands at the minute, 13th through to 22nd are within 3 points of each other. So one win could see anyone Rotherham down in the relegation zone. With goal difference, obviously Hull are a bit shit with their goal difference at the minute. Luckily, propping the rest of us up. But if it weren't for that, 1 win, 1 draw, or a loss and a draw, and you're in the bottom 3. We don't want that at all. We need to get wins against teams that we should be getting wins against.
It's just like it's when we're going forward though. I mean, like you made a massive point before about the likes of Roberts trying to take on the world and stuff, but that's been our problem for a while, hasn't it? A long time. It's like we're so weak up front, and we're really, really experts of just missing the target or missing decent chances. We're lacking that killer edge up front, aren't we? That killer pass, that killer move, that killer run down the wing. We're missing it. And teams will just defend against us all night because we're not a threat at the minute going up front.
I don't know.
I can see us getting a goal in the second half now. I think we'll get goals.
But as Ant says, we've got to start playing as a team. It's like stop trying to take 4 or 5 men on when you've got other options, and that's fair enough if we're 3-0 up. But we've got to start looking for other players.
We've got to bury the ball in the back of the net once at least before we start doing shit like that. But do you think the weather's a big contributing factor to this match or not? Do you think that's just a nice excuse again?
Really
another nice excuse.
It is really squally and wet, but I mean it's like that for both teams, isn't it? But...
Yeah. Should it create more gaps or should it slow the ball down?
Well, I mean, I did listen to what Gary Bennett said. The fact like Sunderland should maybe try shooting more from outside the box because the balls are going to skid. It's ideal chances is like if you get that fraction of a bit of space, have a shot, keep the ball low, make it skid and skid
bounce and swerve and yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, it's unlikely to skid. It's more likely to get stuck and slow down for the goalkeeper. The one effort that Huddersfield did have on target against us was straight out the keeper. It was low, it was driven, and it's slowed down on the way there. It's got to be a good volley, a good header, or something like that breaks the duck in this match.
I mean, looking on the rain radar, the
what?
I've got a rain radar on my phone, and
okay,
you can actually see live what's happening and stuff. And I don't think there's going to be much rain for the second half. I mean, that was a really heavy shower that went through.
Yeah, Mike's just come up with a very obvious point, but needs to be said either way. We've got to make some changes in the second half, otherwise the game will just slip away. Yeah, it's pretty standard. Whoa, what the fuck is happening to your camera, Jacob?
I don't know.
What the fuck is that? Halloween's over. Stop it. Oh, there you go. You're back. Oh, it's still there. Ah.
Oh my God's sake. That's horrible, isn't it? Good job the kids can't see it.
BJ, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Who's the Preston manager?
Honestly, that's just getting old now. That joke, it's just ridiculous.
When it gets said against you, oh,
Jesus Christ!
No, it's all right, DJ. Jacob's going to get married this weekend, so.
Are you getting married again? Christ, I mean, that's three marriages you've had.
He's having the Vegas wedding.
Yeah.
I see we've got another guest joining us. Who's this chap?
Darvlaw. Darvlaw is a good friend of mine who we play a lot of video games together, don't we, Darv?
Oh, yeah. I've often seen you on the chat.
Apart from Apex, because fuck Apex.
But I like Apex. Apex is my friend. Yeah. So we play I don't play Rocket League, man.
Do you not play No Man's Sky or like that?
Yeah, I play that, but I mainly
love
play
No Man's Sky.
I mainly play single player games off stream because they're just escapism, really. If I'm doing something online, it's a bit more creative, I guess. Oh, you did not want to launch Modern Warfare? I wanted to make sure that my games were all fully downloaded because last night it took absolutely ages to download everything because the day after Halloween, every game updates to remove all Halloween content, as you do. So that takes forever.
So would you like to see any subs or any changes second half then, lads?
At the half-time whistle, I don't think there will be any. But I think the tactic is the Tony Mowbray way. Subs at exactly 60 minutes, exactly 70 minutes, and exactly 75 minutes. Because that's the way Tony Mowbray works.
Tony Mowbray better start getting wins.
Stubborn, though.
Sorry?
What he's doing. You think that's stubborn, doing it in the 75th minute or whatever?
No, I don't think it's stubborn at all. I think it's, if not the opposite, I think it's quite smart. It makes.
Yeah. Cheers for the subscription.
If we've got game plan and he sticks to the game plan, you can't blame him for that, can you? Really, it's the logical thing to do. If the game plan is this, and obviously the game plan is to end up winning, stick to the game plan, and you should win.
Would it really be a disaster getting, because it's 2 away games we've played but we haven't lost? Is that trying to squeeze any positive out of it? We can. Tricky conditions, it's wet and blustery, but we haven't lost on both away games.
I'd still think the Blackpool game, the Luton game, I'd take a point because they are above us. They are performing slightly better than we are at the minute. That point was a well-earned point because we came from behind. That goal that they got, I thought was very lucky, and we did deserve to get more than 1 point from that game when it came to the final whistle, but a point's fair. In this one, Huddersfield being at home, yeah, that's a big advantage, but they're not a great team. We are the better team here. We're just not showing it yet.
I'm reading some half-time social media thingies like.
Go for it. Yeah, yeah.
Reply to Huddersfield 0, Sunderland 0 half-time. Truly awful, says one user. Sims and Bennett on hopefully. Dejaku is pap. Looks like the Yorkshire weather may beat both teams. Atrocious conditions. We aren't playing well, but need to be careful. No more injuries.
Oh, mate, that guy in the mascot outfit. Fuck it, that guy needs a medal. Jesus.
That guy's not paying enough. He's not being paid enough.
He's not been paid enough. He's getting paid, I bet you, just a commission ticket to go and sit in the stands. He's piss wet through. The suit's heavy. He's just Jesus. Hot dog.
How Dejaku gets a game is beyond me. I mean, does he deserve really that stick?
What do you mean? Does Dejaku deserve the stick that he's getting?
Yeah. How Dejaku gets a game is beyond me. Someone said.
I think that's a bit too unfair, but having him as the named striker is a bit bizarre in my opinion. Yeah, he might be really good in training when he's a bit comfortable, he's got the creativity and there's no pressure. But in a game, the one effort that he did have, Darv said it perfectly, how did he miss that?
The final comment, Corey Miller says, quality of the football and the individual players has gone way down. There's something amiss.
It could be just because it's a Wednesday night, it's pissing down, and people feel a bit miserable. You got to remember it is a bit shit tonight. It's a typical.
You're still confident game. That will lock Gun down?
Oh yeah, absolutely, mate. Like we said a number of times, there is at least 4 or 5 teams that are worse than us, and all of them are still below us.
Liverpool's one of them.
I mean, if Liverpool were below Sunderland, that would be a fucking dream. Oh, which brings me on. There was this Sunderland fan on Twitter who basically said, we've got the better city, we've got the better team, we've got the better players, we've got the better roads, we've got the better hospital. So I responded, basically, yeah, fair play. Newcastle deserve to be 4th, although they have paid for it. They've had a really good season and they deserve to be where they're at. But to claim that you're better than another place just because you exist, that's fucking stupid. And so Newcastle, fair play to where you are, but you've got some fucking morons as fans.
The Paka Aka Andrew on my channel says, if you were our manager, what would you be saying to the players at half time?
Do your fucking job.
Do your fucking job. Just say it as that.
It's as simple as that. You're not doing your job. If you don't do your job, you're not starting next week. You're not getting...
says we need to be comfortable before the World Cup starts.
We need 9 points. We need 7 points from our next 4 games. This being one of those 4 games, to be comfortable before the half time, before the break. We'll be on 28 points at the World Cup break. I think that's a good place to be at. It's also a lot better than that. And Tiger, I'm not sure. It depends on what time this game actually finishes. I do have work in the morning. I've been up quite a while, so I might not stream on my gaming channel tonight, which is just at Mackham, by the way. I've managed to get the YouTube handle at Mackham, and that is me. That's my gaming stuff. So at Mackham, YouTube.
I tell you what, though, a point tonight would I know we wouldn't be happy with it, but it would be better than a defeat, wouldn't it? Which could happen.
Yeah, like anything's better than a defeat, mate.
Yeah.
Ellis Sims coming on.
Oh, Bula, that is the perfect comment. Newcastle would be a lovely place if it wasn't full of fucking Jollies. It's the same with London, same with Paris. Paris. To be fair, go on.
If you've got sorry to interrupt, but if you've got a pet horse, just don't go into Newcastle. It's not the best idea.
Oh yeah, they might punch it.
First, Nick. That's what it is.
Sunderland to start the second half. The Sunderland end, if you like, away to our right, 2,300 brave souls in this weather tonight, and in their red and white stripes, black shorts.
How are the lads?
Huddersfield in their blue and white stripes, white shorts, and the ball back here to Bailey Wright, across to Luke O'Nien on this right-hand side. Floats the ball into the wind, out it goes, to the frustration of Patrick Roberts, and it's a throw for Huddersfield. Ben Jackson gets it to Camera, who stabs it out for a throw to Sunderland. O'Nien forwards to take this halfway inside the Huddersfield half, but Huddersfield have one possession back. Holmes down the line to Rudoni. Holmes has come over to this left-hand side now as the ball swept in here, and a lunge at it
by
Diarra, and it's gone out for a goal kick. So what they've done is put Ruffles in next to Michael Hellick, and Ben Jackson to left back now, and Diarra has gone in up front for Huddersfield Town, as the ball comes to Roberts on this right-hand side, and then Evans to Bailey Wright, and Wright across to Sirkin, and wide again. Inside from Sirkin to Embleton from Bart's pass.
Thank you, Paco.
And out
thank you.
On the far side. Cheers. For a Huddersfield throw. On the bench still for Sunderland, Hume, Barr, Mattetti, Neal and Bennett. The rain again, it's not anything like as heavy as it was in the first half, but it is still raining, and it is blowing quite strongly, this wind. Someone described it as a monsoon in that half time. Ball is out for another Huddersfield throw on the right hand side in their half. Cut out though by Embleton, but dropped straight to Rudoni. Back then to Holmes, who plays it back. He's back out on the right now to the goalkeeper. And it's
caught him.
That was Spence who played it back, but there's a foul by Rhodes, a free kick to Sunderland. Tapped by Danny Barr into the centre circle. Bailey Wright over to O'Nien, back to Bailey Wright, and then across to Bart, and back again to Bailey Wright. Drives this ball forwards, headed away though by Jackson. Back it comes on halfway, but a foul on Holmes, and a free kick to Huddersfield, just inside their half on the left-hand side.
I think Ahmed might get some joy if he can play off Sims.
Free kick taken by Ruffles.
Is Cardiff City
forwards to Kasumu, trying to hold off Embleton. Still going, David Kasumu to the corner of the penalty area. He's strong. He's played the ball into the middle here now. Rudoni onto his left foot, strikes a shot wide of the right post, although Patterson in diving had it covered. They look strong then, Kasumu and Rudoni. I can see why Rudoni was interesting, Sunderland. I mean, it's big, strong, muscular midfielder. Ball back here to Bailey Wright from Ahmad, across then to Danny Bart. Bart bringing this out for Sunderland in the 49th minute now. Still 0-0. If you're just joining us on BBC Radio Newcastle, the rain has stopped. The ball with Bart up to halfway, down the line to Sirkin. He's tackled brilliantly by Diarra, who comes away with this and sprints away past Embleton, tucks it inside to Rudoni, and Rudoni now to Holmes in the penalty area. Little ball back to Rudoni, drags a shot down, it's blocked, and eventually it's a chase by Diarra because the ball goes behind for a goal kick. But, that was a little bit dazzling from Brahima Diarra.
Yeah, you just got to be careful. You know, Sirkin against Diarra. Diarra's got a little bit of pace as well to match Sirkin.
19 years old. He was spent a spell on loan at Harrogate Town last season. Here's O'Nien. Looking for Sims. He gets up well with Ruffles, but the ball drops for Kasumu, who holds off Sims, but a block by Evans finds Sims. And now out to Pritchard on the far side.
All aboard the moorboat.
Taking on Spencer. He's just tripped over his own feet, much to the delight of the home fans. And then a free kick to Huddersfield.
It's just not going his way, is it?
What is it? Not happening for him tonight.
Don't worry. Just stick the ball in the back of the net, Alex. That's all you've got to do.
The goalkeeper Lee Nichols will take the free kick right side of the Huddersfield penalty area. 0-0 as the Huddersfield fans taunt Pritchard with what a waste of money. The kick from Nichols, headed away strongly by Ruffles, picked up.
It looks like a League One game. This
playing forwards. The ball now with Ruffles inside to the American Dwayne Holmes, and then eventually to Diarra, right down the throat of Patterson.
The second best in challenges, Nick. You know, they're coming out with the ball.
They're very strong, aren't they? Physical when they're getting up there.
But we've got to be physical as well.
O'Nien here on the right back to Bailey Wright. Wright bringing this out through the middle, across on the left-hand side to Danny Bart. Bart now inside to Embleton, back again to Bailey Wright. Bailey Wright looks up, looking for the run of Sims. An eye on it, Spencer. It rolled off him, and Sims trying to run onto it, but Spencer's recovered. Plays it off. Pritchard finds Sims.
Offside,
and then flag up for offside.
They've got to just take care of that pass, especially on this surface. It's just going to skip through.
53rd minute, Huddersfield 0, Sunderland 0. Live on BBC Radio Newcastle. Nichols passes the ball out to Hellick, and then wide again to Spencer, and inside, and then eventually back to Hellick, Michael Hellick. Signed from Barnsley in the summer. Long ball up, headed away by O'Nien.
Taken with his chest.
Past Roberts, will roll back here to Josh Ruffles. He passes it onto the halfway line, finding Rudoni down the left end. A little flick by Holmes, looking to try and get Jackson away down the left-hand side, down towards the corner, and then it rolls out behind for a goal kick. Came off Jackson last of all. Still 0-0. And Bailey Wright to O'Nien on this right-hand side. Longer up towards Sims, but headed away by Ruffles to Rudoni. Showed too much of it to O'Nien, but then too much of it again to Camera.
Too easy.
And Camera now just flicking it through to Holmes in the penalty area, and he's blocked by Patterson, but they still have it here with Rhodes, and Rhodes puts it over the bar. Great save by Patterson, good block by Patterson.
Sunderland are causing themselves their own problems.
Yeah.
You know, we haven't started in this second half. How many times have we given the ball away? Sooner or later, you're going to get punished.
Short pass out to Bailey Wright, up to Sims, lays it off to Pritchard. Pritchard out to Roberts on this right-hand side. Roberts now taking on Jackson. Roberts still going, just rolls it into Ahmad, back to Roberts, squares it, Pritchard!
Pritchard!
He scores!
What did I say?
It's the 55th minute!
Great play.
Lovely
great
football. Super football from Roberts and Ahmad. And Pritchard was there right in front of goal to tuck it away in the bottom left-hand corner.
And that's how to answer him, I told you. Stick the ball in the net, and that's what he has done.
And that is drawn the boos now from the home fans, but that's exactly what Pritchard was destined to do maybe tonight.
Yeah, but good football between Roberts and Ahmed.
Yeah. And Sunderland lead 1-0.
They're going to make a substitution,
and they're going to make a change by the looks of things.
I think it might be Matete.
And Sunderland then 1-0 up.
Lovely move.
And the game now will change, no doubt. Huddersfield being forced to change their plans. As Diarra trying to get hold of it on the far side. Huddersfield 0, Sunderland 1. Alex Pritchard with his first goal of the season at his former club, where Huddersfield supporters are taunting their former player. Here's Holmes down the left-hand side now, trying to get past O'Nien. He gets the ball in, but straight into Anthony Patterson.
Come on!
And he's just holding it for a moment, keeping things calm. Cardiff 1, Watford 2. Sunderland at home to Cardiff on Saturday, of course. We'll have full commentary on BBC Radio Newcastle. Huddersfield 0, Sunderland 1. Huddersfield 0,
the
Alex
stream
Pritchard
froze
1
at my
in the
end,
57th
and
minute now.
I just seen all you lot with your hands
Kick
in the air going get in. I didn't see the goal live. I just seen you going get in. It was just freeze frame where I was, and then it just started with them celebrating in the corner.
Behind him to Spencer, back again to Hellick. Sims wins it off Hellick, loses it but gets it back again. Sims shot blocked by Hellick at the edge of the penalty area. Hooked back again by Evans, looking for Pritchard in the penalty area. Pritchard brings it down, goes down but no foul. Now it comes out for Diarra. An advantage played for Huddersfield. Diarra's taking this away on the right hand side. Evans just in front of him. Also down that side of the penalty area is Kasumu, and it's played into the box and cleared by O'Nien. Only out to Spencer on the right hand side. Down the line again to Kasumu, I think. Back inside here to Holmes, and there's a foul on the edge of the penalty area.
Silly.
Rudoni, I think, pulled down, or Rhodes. It was Rudoni. I think it's a yellow card for Bart.
Silly. Got to defend this free kick now. Right on the edge of the box.
Don't want to throw the lead away. Only minutes after establishing it. Sunderland fans.
I wish I could show the game
singing their hearts out.
With you, Lewis, but I'd get done for copyright. I'd just be blocked straight away. Come on, the Black Cat. Perfect. Come on.
Free kick then to Huddersfield, just outside the penalty area on the right of midfield, a couple of yards out the box. Oliver Lungford's just sorting out the wall.
Squeaky bum bum time.
Making sure it's back behind the line. And it's Holmes and I assume Jackson over the free kick for Huddersfield Town.
You've got to stand tall.
And so it's whipped in straight to the goalkeeper by Holmes.
Because you look where the free kick is, going to be very difficult to get it up and over the wall.
Let's kill him off.
This is near what 19 yards out?
Yeah.
19, 20 yards?
Yeah.
You know, these are going to want to come forward now. They're going to come at us now. They're going to leave them open at the back.
And Dan Neil, I think, might be coming on for, or is he just taking off his training bib? He's jumped down into the dugout and whipped off his yellow bib. As the ball now here with Rudoni, cutting in along halfway, but giving it away to Pritchard, who has found Roberts on this right-hand side. Roberts trying to get past three Huddersfield players. The assistant didn't know which way to put his flag up until the referee indicated it's a Sunderland throw. Sunderland might be making changes. There's certainly activity underneath the roof of the dugout, which you can't see. And the ball with Bart. Cross here to Evans, and now to O'Nien, back to Evans, and into the middle again to Bailey Wright. And Bailey Wright swinging it out wide left to Sirkin, takes it on his chest, brings it back and plays it back to Danny Bart. Back again to Bailey Wright. He plays it to Bart again on the left, and Bart turns, plays it back again to Bailey Wright. Dan Neil is going to come on. Here is it's going to be a double substitution because Mattetti is going to come on as well. Sunderland leading 1-0, and the ball it's just lost it again by Sunderland in the middle, and Holmes trying to get past O'Nien. On the left here, Rudoni takes a deflection, takes it away from Rhodes, comes back out to Ben Jackson and tries to curl one in the top corner, but takes it round the post.
Elliot Embleton will come off, and maybe Ahmad.
He's Jermaine Defoe coming on. Come on! Jermaine Defoe.
I wonder if part of that is thinking about Cardiff on Saturday. Is he limping? Evans
Embleton.
And Embleton are the two coming off.
His replacement, 17,
Barr. Oh, sorry, Barr. It's not Mattetti, yeah.
I think Mattetti will be away, you know, in the January transfer
I looked up quickly,
window.
saw the 7th,
I think he'll be off.
17, it's Barr.
I think we'll get rid of him.
Neil. And Rhodes is coming off, and Danny Ward's coming off.
Let's hear it for 9, Jordan Rhodes. Replacing Jordan, sponsored by Waves, please welcome 25, Danny Ward.
So substitutions made by both teams again, just to clear that up. Barr on for Embleton.
How the fuck had that free
Neil
kick?
On for Evans. We've got about half an hour left to play, and Sunderland are leading 1-0. Alex Pritchard's goal in the 55th minute. Sims laying it off now for Roberts, who's brought down. No, says the referee. And it comes back for O'Nien to steer back to Patterson. Mark Venus is straight to the fourth official. Not happy about that. Roberts is back on his feet. And the ball with Bart. Forwards to Barr. And Barr up to Pritchard. Quickly gets the ball on to Sirkin. Sirkin now on the left. Plays it back behind into Pritchard, the goal scorer. Behind him is Barr. Swings the ball out wide on the right. Kept in by Roberts. He just flicks it through now to Ahmad. Ahmad, who combined with Roberts to set up Pritchard for the goal. Back to Dan Neil. And Neil down the right again to Ahmad. And Ahmad,
we're gone backwards now, we're gone.
Cut away from a lunge at him by Holmes. But Roberts now back to O'Nien, into Ahmad, back again to Dan Neil, and back to halfway to Bailey Wright. Sunderland leading 1-0. The 64th minute. It's Barr back to Wright, to Barr again, inside, or nearly into the path of Kusumu, but eventually back to Patterson. And he kicks, all in yellow, up to the halfway line. Sims gets his head on it, drops for Ahmad, and out to, nearly to Roberts, but cut out by Jackson. A throw to Sunderland, which Luke O'Nien will take. O'Nien then into the Huddersfield half. Ahmad behind him, and he plays it back into the Sunderland half to Bart, who pushes it onto halfway to Bart, back to Bart,
and stuff.
Bart back
show
to
the whole game live,
Patterson, passing it out now to Danny Bart. Bart into the middle to Dan Neil, back again to Patterson. Kicks up to halfway, looking for Sims. Drops between him and Ahmad, and Ahmad's going to bring this on, but it's looked like a clear foul by Holmes, but the referee has let it go, and Holmes takes it away down the left wing, plays it to Rudoni, trying to cut inside of O'Nien, puts the ball into the box, but bounces away from Diarra behind for a goal kick to Sunderland. Tony Mowbray,
Brandon Revel,
quizzical
Another goal, please.
With the fourth official now.
Do a great.
Waves away in frustration his answer. Arms outstretched from Tony Mowbray. Huddersfield Town 0, Sunderland 1.
I'm going to have to get one of them wigs, I think.
And the ball out with Bailey Wright. Again, playing it up into the centre circle.
Where's your wig, Jacob? Where's it at?
Dan Neil cuts it out, tidies up, back to Bailey Wright, who passes this out into touch as it happens. Throw to Huddersfield. Jackson will take this. Bailey Wright's 100th Sunderland game tonight. Jackson trying to get away from Roberts, plays it back into the path of Pritchard, but it just miscontrolled it. Headed away, but only into the path of Barr, and he's found Pritchard again. Pritchard in the middle now. Pritchard still going, 3 Huddersfield players around him. They get a touch to it, but only out to Roberts on the right-hand side. Roberts now trying to dribble down the right side of the penalty area, but he's tackled, and it will be brought out here by Jackson into Rodoni. Rodoni into the middle to Kasumu, who's tackled by Barr. Back it comes though to Hellick, and away on that right-hand side now Spencer for Huddersfield Town, and he pushes it on to Diarra. Comes back though to Pritchard. Pritchard back to Sirkin, to Bart behind him. Forwards again to Barr. This is much better this second half from Sunderland. And Sims, I think, you know, having him as a target man has been a benefit. Now with Ahmad, back to Dan Neil, and back again to Bart. Bart forwards to Barr, back to Bart again, and across here to O'Nien, and O'Nien.
Sunderland just playing clean ball in the wrong half at the minute.
Neil, back to O'Nien, and then across to Danny Bart on the left-hand side, and forwards again looking for Pritchard, who's much more involved in the game in this second half, and he's scored the only goal so far.
Really
back it goes to Barr in the 67th minute. Neil, Dan Neil behind the centre circle, plays it across to Luke O'Nien. O'Nien now to Ahmad, eventually to Neil, back to Luke O'Nien, back again to Bailey Wright, and O'Nien back to Wright just outside the Sunderland penalty area, looking for Sims, falls for Pritchard, trying to get it back through to Sims, but it's won back by, well, Sirkin off of Diarra. Sirkin to the edge of the penalty area, he tries to cross. Is it a shot cross? It was heavy and it's gone behind.
He knows that as well.
Yeah, for a goal kick to Huddersfield. Lee Nichols showing a turn of pace to go and recover the ball and take the goal kick for Huddersfield, who trail at home 1-0 to Sunderland. Ball passed here to Ruffles, back to the goalkeeper. Burnley 1, Rotherham 2. Would only, if they were to lose Burnley, it would only their second defeat of the season. Bailey Wright pushes the ball away, back to the goalkeeper. Danny Ward gave chase, but Patterson's got it clear. Huddersfield are going to make another change. They're going to bring on Connor Mahoney as the ball comes back here to Diarra on the right.
Penalty, no penalty.
He holds it, plays it to Hellick, back to Diarra, back again to Spencer, and the home fans, you can sense slightly restless. Here's Ruffles out to the left here now to Jackson, back to Ruffles, forwards looking for Holmes then to Camera, gives the ball to Neil, and now O'Nien back to Dan Neil on this right hand side, trying to get it down the right touch line, nobody there, but Hellick for Huddersfield. Now Camera back to Spencer, and it's played out for a throw to Sunderland. You can hear the cheers from the Sunderland fans, and the substitution being made, and it's Kasumu who's coming off. So Kasumu comes off in the 70th minute, and
the Packer Andrew, we have won this easy 3 points. Don't say what I say, mate. Enough time I say that.
Mahoney comes on and jogs across to the far side, the Huddersfield right, in his blue and white stripes. It's going to be a throw for Sunderland. And taken by Sirkin. Back to Barr. Flicks it inside to Neil. Skips past Holmes in the centre circle to Ahmad. Ahmad now looking for Roberts on this right-hand side. A foot in, though, from Jackson, forcing Roberts back. He finds O'Nien, inside to Neil. Back to O'Nien, and then into the middle to Abdullah Barr. Barr out then to Sirkin on the left-hand side. Back inside to Barr. Back again to Bart. And Bart into the middle to Bailey Wright. In the 71st minute, here's Neil to Barr again on the far side. Barr, he's got Diarra trying to stab away at it, but Barr holds him off. Gets the ball back to Bailey Wright and across to O'Nien on this right-hand side. And then headed down as it's played forwards by Jackson to by Ruffles to Rudoni, then back to Ruffles from Jackson. And then the ball comes out for a throw to Huddersfield, just in front of their manager Mark Fotheringham, and picked up by Camera in the centre circle, played out to the right wing, back inside to Spencer, to Camera, and now to Ruffles. Ruffles trying to go through the middle here, and he's basically played it too far forward, and Wright tidies up. Patterson had to clear quickly, but he has. Comes back to Spencer, then down the right wing here, and the ball is headed away by Barr.
Can't lose it
Ahmad,
there.
he's lost it, but fortunately for him, Bart is at the back to clear out to Pritchard, and Pritchard goes down, he's fouled. It's going to be a free kick to Sunderland on the left, halfway inside their own half. Just over 15-20 minutes left, depending on how much time's added on. Huddersfield 0, Sunderland 1. Alex Pritchard scoring in the 55th minute. Tony Mowbray trying to get some instructions onto the pitch on the far side. Bailey Wright through to Dan Neil, around Rudoni, through the centre circle to Ahmad. Ahmad now, he's just tackled by Holmes, but Ahmad trying to win the ball back from the floor, but Holmes has come away with it to Rudoni on halfway. Back to Holmes on the left here, he plays it back behind him to Ruffles, and Ruffles across on the far side to Spencer, who's got Mahoney down the line, and he leaves it for Mahoney, and he will play it back now to Hellick, who plays it across to his left to Ruffles again. Ruffles bringing this forwards for Huddersfield, out to the left to Jackson, back inside to Ruffles, inside the Sunderland half, down the left wing. Rudoni looking for Jackson on the left of the penalty area. The cross though took a deflection and took the sting out of it, and Neil got it through O'Nien to Roberts, and now Ahmad trying to get Sims away down this right wing. Sims trying to cut inside of Hellick into the centre to Roberts, back to Sims in the penalty area, onto his right foot to the goal line, a block by Hellick, and Sunderland win their first corner.
Excellent. Again, Sims just showing what he can do there. Strength, holding the ball up, using his pace.
74th minute, Sunderland's first corner of the game. And Roberts coming down to take it. Right in front of the Sunderland fans, who in the 55th minute saw Alex Pritchard score from close range. Roberts then with this corner from the right hand side. Pritchard comes down here as well, and it's having a word with Roberts, having a little conflab, and it's Pritchard who's going to take the corner now, and not Roberts, who jogs back to the corner of the penalty area. And Pritchard then drives this in, it's headed out only as far as Roberts on his left foot, and an offside. O'Nien standing at the post, swings his left foot at it, he's 10 yards offside, he knows it. Flag up. Free kick to Huddersfield Town.
Try to hide behind.
Ever the comedian, eh? Still 1-0 then to Sunderland in the 75th minute. Ball out to Jackson here on the left-hand side for Huddersfield. It's given away to Neil, who cuts it out, and Neil now looking for the run of Sims and Ahmad, but it's Ruffles who heads it clear, only as far as Pritchard. Pritchard to Neil again on his right side of the penalty area, back to Roberts, outside the box, into Ahmad on the, or just inside the penalty area, and he curls the ball just round the post.
Great feet.
Good attempt.
Unlucky, you can see what he's tried to do there.
Yeah, definitely trying to pick his spot then and curl it in, but just round the post in the 75th minute. So 1-0 still to Sunderland. Goal kick for Huddersfield. It's passed out to Ruffles on the left. He tries to get it down to Holmes, straight to O'Nien.
Is Jacob camping out
Little
there?
flick inside from Roberts to Ahmad, back to Roberts. Oh no, he got his left foot under it and scoops it high in the air behind.
He had time to take it in.
Not quite sure.
The campfire on Jacob, lad.
What forced him to do that? Goal kick to Huddersfield. Lee Nichols, all in, looks like a dark green or black. Gets the ball up to the halfway line. Rudoni lays it off now to Ben Jackson on this left-hand side, and he lays it off again to Holmes on the touchline. Holmes back to
for the subscription there, Philip.
And back to Ruffles, and Ruffles under pressure from Ahmad, back to Hellick and back again to Lee Nichols. Ben Jackson, incidentally, on this left-hand side had a spell on loan at Darlington in his early career. He's still only 21. The ball comes back to Nichols, the number 21, and he plays it up through the middle looking for Danny Ward. Bailey Wright stretched to try and get his head on it, and Ward chased the ball back.
Is Matete coming on?
And it went back to Patterson. Is Matete coming on?
I think he is.
The Sunderland fans enjoying themselves away to our right. 1-0, Sunderland lead. Patterson is going to kick with Ward standing in front of him. High ball hangs for Sims, it bounces away from him to Pritchard, comes back to Spencer, Brodie Spencer. Pritchard in front of him. They are going to make a change, Sunderland. Michael Proctor just hands the fourth official
going to be
a slip of paper, and the ball comes back to Bailey Wright in the centre circle, through to Pritchard, looking for Neil here on the right-hand side. He turns to bring it inside. It just comes back off him for Camera, and then Holmes, and then Diarra. But Neil runs in, tries to win it back.
That's a bad tackle.
Diarra comes away with this. Neil tries to get hold of him, but the advantage from the referee. Diarra's still going, and he shoots wide of the right post. And
3 tackles in a row, but again, you know, Dan Neil's got to tackle better than that.
Yeah.
Surely. In the middle of the park.
Matete's going to come on for Roberts.
59th minute substitution for Sunderland. Leave the field 10, Patrick Roberts. His replacement, 27, Jay Matete.
Matete, who had a run out for the under-21s at Newcastle on Monday night, as did Barr and Bennett. We're in the 79th minute now, and that'll be it as far as the substitutions are concerned for Sunderland. Or are they? No, I think they might be allowed one more, aren't they? Because they made a change at half-time. Yes, they have got one more.
I think Bennett might come on.
Yeah. As the ball bounces out here for a throw to Huddersfield.
I think Bennett will come on for maybe Pritchard or Ahmed, but I think it might be Pritchard.
Just the throw again to Huddersfield. We're in the 79th minute, as I said. We're about to creep into the 80th as Bailey Wright heads this straight down to Diarra. Then he's tackled by Wright. The ball comes out now to Matete. He's lost in the end by Pritchard. I think he thinks he was fouled, but Huddersfield pushing on here down the right side of the penalty area. Mahoney trying to come in past Sirkin, who sticks a foot in.
Well done.
And it's a throw to Huddersfield. And now Pritchard's gone down again. He's on his back in the middle of the Sunderland half.
Pritchard's all right. He's holding his hand, I
Won't
think.
endear him in any way to the Huddersfield fans,
who weren't endeared in tonight.
to him in the first place.
He's very popular.
10 minutes to go.
In a
stoppages.
Ironic sort of way, yes. He gets up on his feet. I think he's winded more than anything else by the looks of things. And off he jogs to the touchline on the far side. Towards the touchline, he's now going to defend this throw from Huddersfield. It's down on the right, on the touchline. It comes back here, and now picked up again by Spencer, and he's trying to find on the right of the penalty area Mahoney. It's gone out for a corner. 81st minute. Huddersfield 0, Sunderland 1. A corner for Huddersfield from the right-hand side, behind one of those War of the Worlds floodlight stanchions. Great legs sprawled in the corner as the ball is cleared by Sunderland. Comes back out to Spencer, who hangs one in the air to the corner of the penalty area, headed away by Mattetti. Now a chase for Barr, and it's fallen for Sims in the challenge made on now Holmes. Surely
he's got a
yellow card for pulling back Sims. No question.
He was away there.
He was away, and it's a yellow card for Holmes because Sims was away. So the American international shown a yellow card.
He's taken one for the team, money.
He did then, because Sims was off and away, off and running. Alex Pritchard's goal then, the difference.
He's struggling, Pritchard, isn't
between the two.
Pritchard, I think he's going to take him off.
Well, Pritchard's done what he set out to do, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So Pritchard with this free kick, just inside the Huddersfield half. Huddersfield, who dropped to the bottom of the table last night. Hellick heads it clear. We'll come back to Pritchard, who lays it off now to Bailey Wright, and who plays it back to Patterson. Patterson kicks, up it goes, looking for the head of Mattetti, and Barr it is, slides out off the pitch, and it's going to be a throw to Huddersfield. Mattetti is going to come and close it down. He's not in the end because it goes down the line. O'Nien finds Mattetti. Ahmad back to Mattetti.
Coming down the right-hand
Gets it
side
down
at the
to
minute.
Ahmad on the right-hand side here of the
clear.
penalty area. Camera's gone with him. Ahmad's trying to get it into the box, but it's won back by Rudoni. But Ahmad's won it back again. Slips it inside to Mattetti, and Mattetti flicks it back out to Ahmad. And Ahmad now plays it back into Dan Neal, just in front of the centre circle. He plays it out to Sirkin on the left-hand side. Back to Dan Neal.
Make sure.
Neal nearly got caught by Diarra, but he's managed to survive that. Then he's lost it in the end. I think he might have felt he was just pulled back, but the referee doesn't think so. And out it goes to Spencer on the right for Huddersfield. Tackled by Pritchard, then a foot in from Neal to Barr, back behind it to Mattetti. He looked for Sims, but it whizzed past him. Back to Lee Nichols, who rolls it out here to Ruffles, pushes it on to Holmes, immediately closed down by O'Nien, and then one back by Barr. Is said to have fouled Holmes. Both Mark Venus and Tony Mowbray right in the face of the fourth official. And here is Hellick out wide to Spencer, halfway inside the Sunderland half. Down the right side of the penalty area. Low ball played in here. It's not been cleared yet. Comes out to Rudoni, and now Jackson on his left, who completely misses the shot.
I'm laughing at O'Nien.
Wide.
Has O'Nien gone to tackle him with his head? He's dived at his feet with his head. Huh? Unbelievable.
So 1-0 still to Sunderland in the 85th minute.
That is what you call putting your body on the line.
Come on, son, and get a second so you can relax this.
Well, your head.
Well, it's a goal kick to Sunderland. Patterson throws the ball down on the 6-yard line. And Everybody heading upfield. And just coming across to this near side, there's the kick from Patterson. Up towards Sims, but headed away from him by Camera. A little bit of a high boot from Barb. It breaks for Pritchard, who launches it high in the air, out towards the right. Ahmad's beaten to it by Ruffles, and it comes down for O'Nien, who pushes it down the line. It went past Ahmad, and Jackson went to clear, but it's gone out for a throw to Huddersfield Town. Huddersfield Town 0, Sunderland 1 in the 86th minute now. Rudoni back to Ruffles, back to Nichols, back out to Ruffles, coming up to halfway, and Bennett is going to come on for Sunderland, as you thought, and you think he'll come on for Pritchard.
Pritchard or Ahmed, because Ahmed looks a little bit tired. He's put a shift in, hasn't he?
Yes, yeah. Involved in the setup for Pritchard's goal with Roberts, Ahmad. And the ball down the left to Jackson. Comes back, Barr slides in and catches Jackson.
Oh, that's a tackle.
That looked like a tackle, a fair tackle to me.
This referee is seriously losing the plot, like.
But the referee's given a free kick.
Both players went in together there, 50-50.
That's a fair tackle.
I thought he got the ball. I think he was going for the ball there.
They both have gone for the ball.
Yeah. He's going to give a yellow card to Barr for that challenge, and I don't think...
Do you know why he's got that yellow card? Because he stayed down.
Because
and he's come out worse. That's why.
So, to my mind, that was a fair challenge. He went for the ball. They both went in at the same time. But, Jackson receiving some treatment now. They're eager with the stretcher here. They're out with it to the touchline. I can't believe surely they're not going to have two players carried off, are they? Huddersfield. He's getting treatment still. Ben Jackson. Bennett's waiting to
no wrong with him. Nothing wrong with him whatsoever.
Any instructions which he won't understand. Brody Spencer's come across for a little.
Mate. He'd be up in 2 minutes.
Well, the stretcher's being called upon again here for Huddersfield. How rotten is your luck on one evening to possibly lose two players to injury? Another player about to be carried off for Huddersfield Town. Stretcher, just a plastic orange stretcher just to place beside. Ben Jackson is just helped into it now, sitting in it, lying back.
You're definitely camping out there, Jacob, lad.
Stretcher now, that plastic frame. The medics come out with the trolley to put
That's what
the
happens when you get
stretcher
married
on.
and you get divorced 3 times. You get homeless, you see,
but
in the tent.
The change is going to be made. They are carrying Ben Jackson off. Will Boyle will be his replacement.
That's going to add a couple of minutes added on. We'll see if about 4 minutes added on.
We're in the 89th minute. There was no malice in that challenge. It was two players I thought were just both going for the ball. It just so happens that unfortunately Ben Jackson was caught by Barr. Mahoney swings in this free kick. It's in the air in the penalty area. Barr's trying to clear it. He does with an overhead kick. And back down this left-hand side, Mahoney will take a throw.
Cheers, it seems like.
For Huddersfield, leaves it for Holmes, who leaves it in turn for Ruffles. Then Holmes crossing into the box, trying to get it up there, but Neil, as it's cleared, will hook this up into the Huddersfield half. Sims gives chase on that far side, keeps it in, but back came Mahoney to get his foot in, but it's only fallen to Pritchard down that left wing, down towards the corner. He tried to play it off the Huddersfield man, Spencer, but it's come out now here to Diarra. Bennett still waiting to come on for Sunderland as we approach the last minute of the game. Diarra still going.
Great tackle.
Good tackle by Mattetti. Finds Barr, and now looking for Ahmad on this right-hand side. And Ahmad wide halfway inside the Huddersfield half, back to Matete. Matete now, back out to Ahmad on the right, and back again to O'Nien. Inside to Matete, into the centre circle to Neil, and then to Sirkin. Down the left-hand side to Pritchard. Pritchard back to Sirkin. BBC Radio Newcastle in the last minute of the 90. Sunderland still leading 1-0 from Alex Pritchard's close-range finish in the 55th minute. Back to Patterson. Now we're into added time. 5 minutes of added time. And Bennett still waits to come on. And now the change will be made. And
the marshmallows on that bonfire already, Jacob, lad.
Leaving the field,
Pritchard.
He's replaced by 19, Jewison.
Pritchard, who's come back to Huddersfield and scored against his former club, booed off. He'll be quietly delighted inside, Alex Pritchard. Bennett takes his place on the field. And they've just got to see out this last, well, probably 5 minutes still. We've had a minute of added time, but that was taken up with the substitution. Sims heading this down. It comes off bar as they try to clear it. And then Ahmad forward to Sims again. Sims battling for it, but Camera gets the ball. It's broken though from Bar for Bar. Then he's given it away, and then Neil wins it back. Bar looking for it. Tackled though by Ruffles, up to Rudoni. Inside to Camera. And Camera in the centre circle. Sims in his path, plays it out to Spencer on the right hand side. He cuts into the middle, into the centre circle to Rudoni. Back to now the substitute Boyle. And now Rudoni again ahead of him, and out to Holmes on the left hand side. Holmes trying to find Rudoni down the left of the Sunderland penalty. The ball played in low and poked wide from the edge of the 6-yard box by Ruffles.
Cheers for tuning in, guys. Thank you.
And it's still 1-0 to Sunderland. And we've played effectively a minute now of the 5. I think there'll still be a good 4 minutes left. Huddersfield Town 0, Sunderland 1. Wind still picking up again. It's still breezy as Patterson to take this goal kick. Patterson then up to the halfway line. It got caught in the wind. Drops for Danny Ward. He's trying to get it forwards, but it'll be hooked away by Sirkin. And then a foot in from Camera. Back to Dan Neil, lifting it up over the top. Boyle heads it away. Sims was trying to break through the middle. Over on that right-hand side. Pressure on Mahoney, I think, or Spencer. They're called for the throw. Huddersfield, they win it. And this back inside their own half. Over the head of Barr, drops for Hillick, and he's up to the halfway line. Back behind him, Spencer, inside Camera, looking for Holmes out on the left here. Chests it down in front of Ahmad. Squares it into the penalty area, and it's just pumped behind by Sirkin. Another corner to Huddersfield, their fifth.
Gone up.
Up comes Lee Nichols. Well, we've seen one goalkeeper score this week, Alex Bass, for the under-21s at Newcastle. Now Lee Nichols has come up for Huddersfield.
Be aware of him.
For this corner kick. Nichols with Bennett in front of him, and the corner from the left will be taken by Dwayne Holmes as he whips this in with his right foot. It was lost by Patterson, but the header well over the crossbar by Boyle. Burnley 2, Rotherham 2, and yet another draw by the sounds of things for Burnley this season. 1-0 to Sunderland. We've played, well, we're in the 5th minute, but well, I think another minute or so on top of this because of that substitution. Patterson with the goal kick.
Just cannot get the ball.
It's the players towards this near side.
Hacking it away,
kick from Patterson up on the heads of Boyle and Barr. Drops on halfway. Trying to dig it out was Neil. Boyle trying to put it forward for Rodoni here. And now Diarra. Neil gives chase. Diarra through here into the penalty area looking for Ward, but blocked. Sirkin gets it clear. Out it'll drop for a throw to Huddersfield on the left. Now that is 5 minutes, but I think, as I say, we'll have another minute. Holmes is going to take a long throw for Huddersfield here.
Keep the ball down,
area. It's hooked away by Luke O'Neill.
Keep out of it.
40 seconds,
on, 3 against
left.
1 here.
Back from Spencer to Lee Nichols, the goalkeeper, in the middle of his half, and he will drive this upfield for Huddersfield. Looking for Boyle at the edge of the penalty area. Mattetti tries to swing his foot through it to clear it, and he'll come away with this down the right-hand side now here to Ahmad. Ahmad with Sims in the middle. He's got Bennett to his left, and he plays it back to Ahmad. Ahmad! Oh, through the keeper's legs! It's 2-0! That's the game wrapped up for Sunderland. Ahmad through the keeper's legs in the 96th minute, and it's Huddersfield 0, Sunderland 2.
Excellent counter-attack there by Sunderland. A good finish by Ahmed if he meant it.
I don't think
on his weak side, on his right foot.
His shot was too weak and the keeper was just going to block it.
It's like a slow delivery.
It was extraordinary. It was. It's a googly. And it's Ahmad who wraps the game up for Sunderland. The 3 points to certainty now. As the referee trying to get everybody back from the corner, celebrating in front of the Sunderland fans. And
excellent counter-attack. So good energy as well. We had 3 against 1.
Sims through the middle, went back out to the right.
Sims did well.
Yeah.
And, you know, in the second half, you've just seen what he brings to the game, Sims, what we've been missing for the last few weeks.
So we're still waiting to get underway again. There won't be much more time on the end of this game now. 2-0 Sunderland lead. There goes the full-time whistle.
Get in, my lads.
Huge roar from the Sunderland fans to our right. Pritchard in the 55th minute, Ahmad in the 96th minute, and Sunderland 3 points that takes them away from those bottom places in the championship table, and really all based on that second half performance.
Yeah, definitely so. And you know, you're looking around and thinking, where did the change come? You've got to say it's come when obviously Ellis Sims has come onto the pitch. He's given us another dimension to the team, and I've got to say I've been impressed with Barr. I thought Ahmed was outstanding tonight as well, and you know, that combination between him and Roberts,
consistency there from Ahmad.
And you're seeing how sharp he is as well, Ahmed. You know, he's started to play with a lot of confidence, but you've got to say it's a very good professional win tonight.
Yeah, they saw the first half off. They got through what was a difficult first half for them. 0-0 at the break, and then inevitably Alex Pritchard popped up after lovely work down the right-hand side by Ahmad and Roberts to set up Pritchard from close range to bury the ball in the bottom left corner. The Sunderland players going back down to the Sunderland fans away to our right to celebrate their win. A clean sheet, 2 goals. Ahmad's the icing on the cake in the 96th minute, but I think on the whole Tony Mowbray will be very pleased with that performance.
He'll be very pleased. You know, there's a lot of pluses. He'll be very pleased. You know, there's a lot of pluses what come out of that game. Clean sheet, you know, and again we weathered the storm, but you've got to say the 2 goals which we've scored are well-worked goals as well.
Players head back.
Yeah, I'd be pleased with Ellis Sims.
They did seem pretty good.
Pleased with that then, lads?
5 minutes underneath his belt. He had 20
Yeah.
Saturday.
Did we win?
You know, you'll be looking at maybe Saturday he might be starting.
Yeah, that was a better second half, wasn't it?
What Tony Mowbray decides to do, because it clearly makes a difference. Gives them a little bit more.
You know.
No, much better second.
Welcome,
Much better second half.
Thank you very much for tuning in. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thank you indeed.
I don't know if they can hear us on your stream or not, but welcome along.
The stream ended.
This one hasn't, not yet, because I'm still buzzing. I'm still trying to just simmer down. Also, Rotherham getting pegged back by Burnley is funny. Man of the match for me. Oh, oh yes, Pula with a perfect fucking comment. Man of the match for him today was Ben Fisher.
Yeah, you always say players go back to their former clubs
for slipping.
Score, and I think the time of
Oh, but in all realness, who was our man of the match?
Yeah, cheers for tuning in. Cheers, Packet Andrew.
I'd probably say Roberts. I'd probably say Roberts gets our man of the match. Mahrez scores for Man City. They're 3-1 up. Ooh. I hope we can beat Cardiff on Saturday. We can definitely beat Cardiff on our day. The thing that, if you look here, look at how many goals they've scored. That's their issue. So I don't think if they do beat us, it's going to be by many goals. It's how well we can defend and counter against them. The Cardiff are definitely a beatable team, especially away from home. So continue this momentum. Let's get 2 wins on the bounce.
Yeah.
Let's start Sims as well, because as soon as he came on, we looked really good. Danny McGill.
We did, and that was. Did you not think that was the same as well when we played Luton? He came on, we changed it.
Ella Sims.
Yeah.
Danny McGill saying his man in the match is Danny Barth.
Dirty Stoke won.
I don't really mind that, to be honest. We're still ahead of them.
They could go down, couldn't they, Stoke?
No, it's unlikely. I genuinely think that the 3 teams going down is going to be Hull, West Brom, and Huddersfield if they continue the way they're going for the rest of the season. I know Wigan are in the bottom 3 at a minute, but
that's pushed us right up the table. That mind.
Yeah, puts us in the top half, but we're in the top half now.
Good
well
win.
Earned.
That is a very good win. That, I mean, they had quite a lot of the ball the last 10 minutes, Huddersfield, but had everybody forward, and we just needed that break, and we did. We got them on the counter attack, 3 against 1, and it was a good counter attack, good finish. Oh, Burnley's just took the lead against Rotherham.
Wait, okay, that's funny. That's funny as fuck. Okay, Burnley doing well. To be fair, they did that against us as well, didn't they?
But that's a good result for us because it keeps Burnley pegged back. Sorry, Rotherham pegged back behind us.
It's 2 points instead of 1, so we could draw and they could win, and we'd still be ahead of them on goal difference. Good point.
So Rotherham,
I'm chuffed with that. I'm going to wrap up my stream though. 2 seconds. Is that game finished yet? That Rotherham.
No, it's still playing.
I'll wrap it up when we've done that. We do have. That's 99 minutes in. 99 minutes. They scored their equaliser in the 91st, and they've gone ahead in the 99th minute.
Yikes.
And they went down to 10 men in the 75th. Something says the ref likes Burnley here. Jesus.
That's a good result, though. Any team below us losing, that'll do me.
Yeah, fair enough. Good point. Good point, DJ. We're still doing Friday night football, right?
Yeah, absolutely doing the Friday night. I was going to say a Friday night phone-in show there. You can ring in if you want, but.
Well, to be fair, mate. To be fair, look, we're on Spotify. Just search for the Mackham Football Show, and our Friday night footballs are on there.
I like that name for a show, man. The Mackham Football Show. I do like it.
Yeah. So every Friday night footballs end up as a podcast as well. So catch you on Friday for the Friday night Mackham Football Show, whatever you want to call it, and for Saturday for the game. I'm gonna end my stream now. Bye.
Bye, stream.
My stream.
My
There you
stream. Yeah, but I mean, the look of power side Huddersfield, man, don't they? I mean, you know, I can understand what you were saying before, and like, you know, anything but a win tonight would have been pretty disappointing. But
would have been the complete kick in the teeth from where we're at.
Can you believe Huddersfield? They were in the playoff final last season.
That tells you if you don't win finals, look what will happen next season. The momentum that you built for that season's just gone. How's Wickham doing?
I think they're mid-table in League One. They drew the last game 2-2 on Saturday.
I've been to Wycombe Wanderers games.
Have you?
My uncle used to take me when I was younger.
I remember when Sunderland lost the on penalties against Charlton in the final, but we came back the next season and we totally trounced that division, trounced that league the season afterwards.
Wickham at 12, just like Sunderland.
Any players stand out tonight for you then, lads?
Yes. Ellis Sims when he came on, really good. Yeah. Nice.
What the fuck? Why is Why is my phone playing a Champions League game? What the
Have you been watching my stream? Have you been watching my stream? And then when it's ended, it's auto played the next thing.
Not on my phone. Not on my phone. No, that was weird.
Plymouth are running away with League One, aren't they? Gee, yeah, wow! Yeah. In the automatic slots by 7 points. They've got 3 games where they can completely fuck up and still be comfortably top. That's mental.
Just showing you the first goal of ours again. It was a lovely passing move from Sunderland, wasn't it?
Yeah. So standout players for Sunderland. Sims when he came on. Barth when he pretty much just been resolute the entire time. And to be fair, Roberts, although he did try to cut through people in the first half, setting off he was fantastic setting off. Passing, moving.
Lovely finish by Pritchard again. I don't know if you watched that back, but it was a cracking little finish that by Pritchard. Little sidestep.
Pritchard's goal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was. You're still live, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh good. I thought you went off. The Pack AK Andrew Hussein Photos. Knox the Geordie Storm streamer. You're the Geordie in there.
He's a good lad, actually. He's got a channel where he just goes around the world. Like he doesn't travel, but he looks for streams. He's like a weather buff. He loves all these tornadoes. I mean, I do and all. But he's full of praise for Sunderland and all that, saying he wants us back in the Premier League and he wants the derbies back and stuff. He's a good lad.
Just remember, smash the like button.
just want to
Yeah. Go for it,
just hop into something. I know it's Liverpool related. You probably don't give a fuck. There was this one person that was pictured outside the Liverpool Leeds game with Hillsborough.
Oh no, Hillsborough shit again.
Shit.
Yeah, I've seen
he has been permanently banned by the Leeds from coming to any of their games home and away.
That's not a fan. That's just a pleb.
His picture got spread everywhere and.
What was the Leeds fan chanting about Hillsborough?
They've been doing it it's like the last couple of months. It's just the Hillsborough chants at Liverpool have been fucking disgusting.
Non-stop.
So the Leeds fans were doing that at Anfield.
Yeah.
The Sky must have blanked it out because I didn't hear them on the telly.
They wouldn't. Why would they tell you about a hate thing? They don't shout out when people go, the referee, the fans here are not very happy with the referee. They call him a wanker. He's not
oh my god, Benfica won 6-1. Jesus Christ.
Ben Fisher with a win.
Ben Fisher won, yeah. They slapped him.
Man City came back to win 3-1. They were losing for quite a long time.
Yeah, they did. They did well.
Is the Burnley game still on then? Or is that?
Yeah, they're in the 180th minute now. Added on.
Fucking hell.
It's finished.
Oh, it says Burnley Rotherham's full time for me.
Yeah,
3-2 to Burnley.
Is Ahmad on loan? Is he on loan from Man U?
Amad Diallo? No, we bought him.
Bro, they got the winning goal in 90 plus 10. I would be fuming.
Where do we sign Amad from again?
So I use a thing called Transfer Market, where the market doesn't have a T. It says he is citizenship of Ivory Coast and Italy. He plays for Sunderland. We got him from Man U. Oh, he is on loan from Man U.
I thought it was. Lovely finish, that.
He's played for Boca Barra, Atlanta Youth, Atlanta Under-17, Atlanta Under-18, Atlanta B Squad, Man U, Rangers on loan, back to Man U, to Sunderland on loan. We need to keep him. We need to buy him.
Bring
2 goals in the Championship.
Bring back John McLaughlin.
How much needed was that win though? It's been long coming.
Aye.
It's 4 games without a win, wasn't it, at that point?
Patterson, he did all right. Didn't have really that much to do, but he was effective when needed to be.
So we beat Wigan, lost to Blackburn, lost to Burnley, drew to Luton. It doesn't look that bad, you know. We've in the last 10 matches, right? We've won 3, and we've lost 3 and drew the rest.
Yeah.
That's not too bad, though, is it? When you think about it.
I'm surprised Wigan's where they are, man. Because I mean, they won the league last season, Division 1, didn't they?
Yeah.
Do you think we should start Sims and Bennett on Saturday?
Absolutely. Them two together was just a breath of fresh air in that match. I don't know if the first half the weather was just that shit that nobody wanted to play. Yeah. Or
I think they're just breaking Sims in gently again, because he was off for quite some while. And I like Sims' attitude as well. He seems to be, his work rate. He seems to be the player when he first played.
So we've got the Ellis Sims from Bristol City in the back. It seems like
this page here is really good to look at. By the way, I like this. Seeing that, like, it shows you like what the results meant and where we've slipped. This is really quite nice to see. So that's how our seasons went. So we had a big start, big jump in a roller coaster, and then it's just a steady ship thereafter, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it dipped a little bit towards the end, but that's with injuries, isn't it?
Yeah, that's with injuries. That's with the sacking of after the Stoke game. You got to remember the Norwich game thereafter. We were in the Mowbray era.
And don't forget that's due to spike up again because it's not registered tonight's win.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll jump up to 12. But like the Wigan win, we spike up into the top half. We dip after 2 losses. We steady after 2 draws, and yeah. I like this. I like this website.
Should we do what the COVID did? We should next slide, please.
Next slide, please.
Next slide, please.
18 games time, please. Thank you. Burnley's an interesting one to look at though, because they had a weird start to their season.
Who did Burnley?
My stream. Good night. God bless. Cheers for tuning in.